Trying to put the phone in the holder. Yeah. He's a big man. Yeah. How you guys doing? Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Other. Yeah, that gets most of them. There we go. Good evening, kids. Come in and speak your allegiance. Team NVIDIA or Team AMD? I want to hear your thoughts. Thoughts. Is it a thought experiment? Is that a nougat? Damn it, my logo's blocked. There we go. Actually, my logo's up there. All right, cool. Check in when you get in. Hey, Justin, RG, what's up, children? Boop, boop, boop. Where's Leslie? Am I feeling better? Nope. My neck is killing me. Not literally, but figuratively, my neck is like thumpy. Like it just, I don't know. I haven't even looked at it. Let me know. Does that look good? Does that look good to you? Does that look good? Eh. Who knows? So, looks like there's a little bit of scabbing going on and it's spreading, kind of like your mama's legs, not yours. What is above the TV? What do you mean, what is above the TV? You mean the AR? The AR is a Stag Arms with a Bear Creek Arsenal. Yeah, so I have 4 stitches inside the incision, and then Thermabond on top of it. I'm gonna post some tariffs on this stream. I'm sorry. Well, it's a reciprocal tariff, so just for commenting, Monster. By the way, long time no chat. That'll be $84 bajillion. I will take that in crypto or crypto or crypto or crypto or crypto. Yeah, we're just kind of waiting for more people to get in here. It's Friday night, so a lot of these mofos are probably just dragging their assholes. Pink drink. Not doing red tonight. In terms of how I'm feeling, I am feeling almost adequate. Here, let's sit here like this a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying to sit in a way that makes me look manly. There you go. Best I can do is a half pack of smokes and 1 rim. You can keep the smokes. Hey, Ryan. I'm allergic to Neosporin. So, no. Aloe I could probably do. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah. I get a rash from Neosporin now. Neosporin. Did you see the video of Stone that taking out the biker girl? Yeah. That girl got a mouthful of Silverado, I'll tell you that much. Well, that's why you don't speed on surface streets, man. When you're riding a bike, you don't go that fast on surface streets unless you know what the hell you're doing. And you could tell that she wasn't paying attention because she slammed on her front brake. You don't endo a rocket unless you're freaking either panicking or you're an idiot. So, yeah. He's lucky they got that on camera, though. You in here, Stone? You didn't text me at all today? I've been sitting here on my phone like a little bitch waiting for people to call me. Why is it up so high? Oh, I was filming a review video. There we go. There we go. There we go. There you go. That better? long as we keep everything in frame. Still trying to figure out this angle again, guys, so bear with me. Also, I should put that tile back in place, but it's too close to the guns. I called you, nerdy bish, for not bothering me. Lol, lol, lol. Be honest with me, would you trust... Wow. I wouldn't trust you to be in my shop. I'd remove you before I removed anybody else, brother. You have yourself a good night. Cody, what's up? Wall looks good, doesn't it, though? Although I'm retaining water. Thanks for helping me see that live streams. When I get the swelling neck, that's because I'm retaining water. It fucking makes me feel like shit. Hey, I'm not cussing for the rest of the night. That was your 2-bit cussing. But anyways, yeah, looking at so you guys were like ridiculously amazing when you guys were giving me stuff the other day. And yeah, YouTube just made hundreds of dollars off you guys. So that's why I usually tell people not to send me anything, because YouTube makes money off of every penny. Every penny they make 30%. So it's crazy. Frick Google. Don't send me anything because of Google. Just send your love and your likes. I don't give a shit about the rest. I hate this chair for streaming because it makes me lean back. So I'm going to switch the chair out for an older style chair. So... got a bent leg. There we go. Kitchen chair. That's the one you want to sit on. Yeah. It's a lot less comfortable, but god damn it, I'm feeling better. And don't look at my entertainment center. It also makes me sit, and so I don't look as frumpy. Yep, there we go. All you new people, what's up? Come in, say hi. Maxim says they love guns. Well, your name sounds like a gun. Well, gun company. Maxim. Maximus. Somebody type something. I think my comments either froze or you guys just don't like talking to me. Yep, there we go. My my chat locked up, sorry. What's up? What's your opinion on the TSOS 1911s? I'm thinking about a Duty 1911 for a Project 1911. I don't like their quality at all, and they have yet to prove that their quality has improved since the last gun that I bought from them. Spent $1,000 on a 19, on a Night Stalker, and the thing had shit forging. Hello from Ireland. Nice collection of boys you got back there. Well, hello there. We got bored. Nice silhouette reflection from the TV. Thank you. Is that my penis? Here from India. Respect. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Yeah, so trying to... I normally have a Jiminy Show shirt over that TV, but forgot to put it there. It's a signal launcher. Oh yeah, I like Bull Armory. Bull Armory makes good stuff. Do I prefer 5.56 or 7.62? Either one. I don't really care. Technically, the one up there is a 30 cal, so... How difficult would it be to get my hands a hold of a full auto MP5? You would need to find one that's a fully transferable one. They are out there, but right now, the last time I looked for somebody, they were between $60,000 and $70,000. Should I get the Prodigy DS Comp or the Walther PDP Pro X? What are you trying to do with it? Now, the PDP Pro X has an amazing trigger in it. PDPs have great triggers anyway. But the 2011 platform has a lot easier modifications to make the gun run better. Do I have a Glock 19? Sure. Good evening, Vasil. Vasil Zovov. You sound young or Russian. Vasily Zovov. Sovov. Savov. I could just mispronounce names for the rest of the stream. How do you make the Rock Island Armory slide schmoove? It all depends. Some of them are actually pretty solid right out of the box, but what you can do is get in there. I don't like telling you to take like sandpaper or like Dremels to the inside of your slides or anything, but the Parkerization that Rock Island uses on their guns is pretty thick. So if you take the Parkerization off the internal parts of the rails and inside on the frame, that will give you just a little bit more clearance or tolerance for the slide and rail to interact on, and it could make it slightly smoother. What's the best Glock self-defense ammo in your opinion? Well, the best Glock self-defense ammo is to not be using a Glock, but when you're just talking about self-defense ammo in general, you've got like the brands I prefer: Hornady Critical Duty, Critical Defense. I also like Federal HST. SIG's 365 ammo is pretty good for shorter barrel guns. But in general, just, I mean, Glock self-defense ammo is kind of a wide thing, dude. Because you also have long slide Glocks, short barrel Glocks, small Glocks, 380 Glocks, 22 Glocks. So, in the future, please throw a few more bits of information so I can give you a better answer. I'm asking because I have a Glock 17 Gen 4. See, you should have said that up front. It's a 4.6 inch barrel, 9mm. So, doesn't really matter. Federal is good. Yeah, Glocks do go bang, but they do it while snoring because they're boring. PVD is really good. DLC, diamond light coating, is really good. If you can get something done in a titanium nitride, TIN, that is an amazing coating because it's super, super tough. It's tight. It's tougher than diamond light coating and will definitely be good. Glock is for coming out of the closet. Well, they do limp wrists. Do you think the Prodigy double stack is worth it? Sure. Absolutely, Joshua. I've had a couple of them. I didn't keep them, but I've had a bunch of 2011 style firearms. Tenerife, be careful, because if you say Tenerife, then we have to discuss the whole double 747 crash down there. But yes, the Prodigy double stack, especially if you can get one at a reasonable price. So cost versus what you see them on the shelf is actually a big difference. So for me, as a distributor, a firearms retailer, I can get them a lot cheaper than you can. And for the price I can get them for, definitely, because I can get a Prodigy double stack for the same price as the, I'm using a chopstick, YouTube, as the double stack Gerson up there. However, that Gerson has a lot more equipment than you're going to get on the Prodigy. It's got a comped barrel, or comped island barrel. It has red dot capabilities, although the comp barrel is currently on my single stack right now, just because I wanted to see how it ran. Is that a CZ Shadow? No, it is a Witness CZ clone. So it's called the EAA Witness, that Tanfolio Witness, excuse me. EAA was the importer. It's a Tanfolio Witness, so it's different from the Gerson Witness. So Tanfolio Witnesses are made in Italy. I didn't, yeah. Yeah, kids. So all you new people, come and say hi. Yeah, so that's going up on there. The HKVP9 up above it's going up on my website, and the AR-15 pistol is going up on the website. Eric, no, my buddy has my car this weekend, so I'm not going. I'm going to go to the range on Tuesday, make a one take 100 round video since I have enough mags to just go out there with loaded mags and just do my videos out there. They had a rose gold PVD slide Glock 43X at warehouse, got me thinking of sending my 19 or Glock or 1911 slide to get it worked on. Interesting. My daily carry is a government 1911, 5-inch. Yes, yes, yes. Man, when I'm not talking, it is boring in here. Interesting. Help me talk, motherfuckers. Like I said, I am missing chats. I know I am. And I'm hardwired in with the fastest speed I can get as a civilian. Yeah, if you can get the Prodigy comp for 1200, that is a solid price. Have I shot the Shadow? When I had the Shadow, yes. I've had several different Shadows. I've had Shadow 2s, Tactical Sport Orange. The only one I haven't had yet is the TSO2, which has the, what is it, the better barrel or whatever. Can't remember. Zaxxon is from California, in case you motherfathers couldn't tell, based on his based-ass, cap-ass sandwich. Hot mayonnaise and avocado. Blech. Hey, Hatfield, what's going on, sir? And for those of you that don't know, people that have little stars in the ball, the Dragon Ball kids, they're all members, so you guys should sign up and become members of the channel. It doesn't get you anything. I'm not one of those pansy-ass channels that has to do giveaways to grow my channel, which is why I don't have as many as some of the other guys. But, yeah. You cannot touch guns on live streams, Villix. Do I think the Kel-Tec is a good home defense weapon? My guy, how old are you, country boy? Because you keep on naming entire brands without naming models. So help me out, brother. Kel-Tec what? Just a good-ass dude. Try to be, dude. My goal is to one day get a Nighthawk 2011. Yeah, I'd love to get my hands on one as well. I'd love to get the Double Agent. Did you see that one on Honest Outlaws channel? Pretty amazing. Do the Gerson 2311s have polished slides? If you're talking about internals and everything, no, they're Cerakoted. If you want to do a polish job on them, you have to polish them yourself. They're very smooth out of the box. Like, I haven't taken the finish off of even my single stack, and I've had my single stack since last year. The double stack is basically the same thing. You're 32. All right, cool. Like I said, country boy, when you name something, do me a favor, try to drop a model in your question, because Kel-Tec as a company, they do everything from a 22 all the way up to big boom guns. So you got to help me out, brother. I'll answer your question as best as I can, but it's hard for me to do that. Make a fake Glock clone? No, thanks. I don't like Glocks. Cash App, it's literally the $ Jiminy. It's in the pinned comment, Goose. I seen that. I would love the Double Agent. Yep. Christian, I'm doing good, brother. Yeah, it should have a picture of my computer, I believe. Yeah, it's got a picture of one of my computers is my actual account. There's lots of lagging. Sorry. If you're on the fence, go with the influencer, the T-Sauce. I do not recommend their company. If you go to my channel and you look at the posts section and scroll down, or even type Night Stalker, you'll see the videos where I should take the gun apart. The slide rails are friction welded. Yeah, it's a computer with red cabling. It's a gray computer, vertical mount GPU with red cables. It's a nice Derringer. Yep, it is a nice Derringer. You can pick it up. Love how you like Gerson. I'm happy with Gerson. I'm not a Gerson shill. When I did the video on the single stack, I talked about how it needed some work to get it to run right. The Match X, I talked about in the video how I wasn't happy with a few things on that, like the fact that it's RMSC only. They should have made it so they could use a plate to adapt to RMR. And I know there are plates out there. Since you're losing your rear sight anyways, you might as well allow it to jump up to a bigger optic. But they're, in general, hey Daniel, what's going on? In general, they're super solid. Holy shit, Goose. Goose comes in with a huge donation. Thank you, Goose. Goose comes in with another big one. And then, like I said, I really appreciate it. When people are donating to me, doing it through Cash App keeps YouTube from taking 30% of the donation. So, good handgun for a first-time gun owner. Hugo, it depends on what you want to do with the gun, my friend. So, if you're looking for like just a one-and-done gun, you're not going to buy another gun, you're just looking to use it for everything, my recommendation is go with a Glock, a Smith & Wesson, or a Canik, or even a Walther. So those 4 brands make very reliable handguns. If you are an enthusiast of any sort, I would push you towards more like the Walther, the Canik, or even the Smith & Wesson. If you just want pure maintainability, reliability, go with the Glock because they are designed to run well. They're not designed well. They're designed to run well. They're not designed well to run, if that makes sense. You got the MCP 35 Ops. It's your favorite gun. I'm a SAR USA. I do like SAR as well. I've got their K12 Sport. I just like that they offer a good value proposition. So a Gerson, or excuse me, the SAR Shimald's K12 Sport is a clone of the Witness Stock 2, and you're talking about a price difference of almost $800. So, what's my opinion on OEM stuff? OEM what stuff, my friend? What's the rifle up top? That is a Stag Arms pistol with a 300 blackout side charging upper. We need our American cousins to send some arms across the pond. The problem is y'all sent tariffs and taxes, and now we tax ourselves and everybody else. So we learned the wrong lessons from y'all. So freaking, that's all. Have a good night. Dude, Goose, King Goose. Everybody give a W in the chat for Goose. What's the blue gun behind you? The blue gun. You're talking about the gun with the blue grips. That's a Tanfoglio Witness. Barrels and slide, for example. I can tell you that 90% of OEM manufacturers design their guns to be as reliable as possible while accounting for the widest use case possible. When you buy a Ferrari, it's made for performance. When you buy a Toyota Camry, it might be used as a family car, a taxi, a way to push dead bodies into a ravine. Nobody knows what a Camry is going to be used for, whereas a Ferrari is going to be used for performance. So it's when you manufacture for the widest audience, they're not going to be as good as a dedicated builder, but they are solid right from the get-go. How's there 59 people watching and only 18 likes? That's just the way life is, kids. No problem, MJ. The one below the rifle. The one below the rifle is a... technically, the company's owned by Magnum Research now, but it is a Ramline Syntec. It's a 22 caliber. Screw the kidnapper van. We got the Camry. Pretty much, man. Actually, Toyotas are used a lot because they're such a blend-inable vehicle. Vans actually stick out no more. Yeah, everybody, do me a favor, hit the like button. I usually do a call out or a call for action every hour or so, so keep that in mind. Yeah, if you're on a phone, just double tap your screen. It's just like liking an Instagram post, or when you're trying to look at your girl's Instagram and you accidentally like all her friends' booty pics. Same thing. By the way, greetings from Germany, the country of Walther and HK. Very good. Thank you for coming and hanging out tonight. It is very good to have you here, and hopefully you have a good time. Or as they say in your tongue, guten Tag. Isn't Toyotas used in the Middle East by the fellows that aren't too nice? The Toyota Hilux, the pickup truck, is highly used over there, mainly just because they built a bunch of them. Overwatch out of business? Did they go out of business? Do they make single stack XDMs? Yeah, I believe the Mod 3s are available in single stack. dun, dun. It says a file chapter 11. So we'll see what happens. Guten Tag oder guten Abend, mein amerikanischer Freund. Hey, he called me his American friend. Personally, I prefer my Ram. I had a Ram. I liked them. I prefer a different truck for a different purpose. Oh yeah, me too. Don't you know? So like my buddy is borrowing my Navigator for the weekend. He has a Taurus SHO. Zaxxon, you're gonna love this, dude. $3,300 to replace the water pump in an SHO. $3,300 to replace the water pump because you have to pull the engine, pull the entire side off of it, change all of the timing gear. So yeah, it's $3,000 in labor. You do the EcoBoosts for 2K? Well, dude, for you doing it for 2K, I could fly you out from California. It would be cheaper. Toyota Tundra with the 4.7. I don't mind the Toyota V8s. They actually sound pretty good with good exhaust systems. That and the Nissan Titan, holy shite. I like the way their V8 sounds. Some of the older BMWs are now going for over 10K because they stopped production on them. Yeah, there are some cars that's called a mechanical salvage. What year? I'll check book time real quick. It's a 2013 EcoBoost SHO, high output 3.5. Just the one Toyota I don't like is the Triton. Yeah, Toyota. No, that's the Nissan. Triton is Nissan. Toyota makes Tundra and Tacoma. Family car went into Range Rover today, 5K for replacement DPF. Yeah, that's crazy. The 5.7, well, it sounds really good. F-150 are the best. So I always said if I could build my truck, it would be a Ford body, because I like their interiors and exteriors, with a real Cummins engine. And I used to say Allison transmission, but I think any of the 10 speeds they're using nowadays are better. My bad, my brain went blank while typing that. No problem, Christian, but I get what you're saying. Can I legally own an AK-47? Sure. Are the EcoBoosts made in Spain? I thought they were made in Mexico. Where is the 3.5 EcoBoost? I just remember the old, so 3.5 EcoBoost V6 engine is produced at Ford's Cleveland engine plant in Ohio. They do produce them at the Valencia plant in Spain. That's the 2-liter. The United Kingdom does the 1.6, and Cologne, Germany, which we've always known about. And then the Romanian company builds the 1-liter for the other ones. Book time is only 13.4 with all timing components, maybe 2,550. Yeah, so American made even better. Yeah, but that's because you're giving good price for the hourly, man. So 13.4 times 165. So your hourly is 150. Oh, okay. Yeah, 13.4. Is that right for a 13? Talking about trucks, I'm looking for an 09 F-150. That was the beginning of the good body style. 09 went from 09 to 14, so if you can find one, that's good. Problem with the 09s is they use the old 3-valve. I would look for something. Honestly, the price difference is not that different between a 09 and an 11. If you can find an 11, you can get the 5.0. Even if it's higher mileage for the same money, the 5.0 makes so much more power and is so much more reliable. I have a Ruger Precision Rifle in 308, but it likes 7.62 by 51 better. Any reason you think that would be? Pressure rating? Somebody fact check me. Isn't 7.62 by 51 higher pressure when the NATO round higher pressure? Cooling system, 3.5 turbo pump, water pump, motor, labor skill level, factory time, motor time, water pump, R&R Taurus B. 13.4. Yeah, I mean I wish the places around here would do it for that. They quoted me 30. The cheapest I got was on labor was actually Ford quoted me 2,900 in labor. So they must enlist the new. I'm not sure which one. Who are you looking it up through? Is that all data? Nice BB guns. Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I'll definitely look into that. No problem, Drippy. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I haven't worked for Ford since 2016, so I can do them start to finish in 9 hours if left alone. Ah, I wouldn't leave you alone though, so you'd probably get angry at me. That was Identifix. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not sure, dude. Like I said, that is what it is. It's not my car, and I'm not willing to do the work. If you can do it in 9, if I was doing it here outside my house, I could probably get it done. Since I've never done that engine before, it would probably take me about 12. But I just don't want to do it. I don't have the right tools for the timing and shit. Your 50 has 300,000 miles. Yeah, man, my Mustang. A lot of people used to say, "Oh, you beat on your cars." So my Mustang GT track pack with the MT82 close ratio transmission, which is not known to be a great transmission, I had 150,000 miles on the original clutch, which showed you how good I drove my shit. Springfield Ronin and the TRP. I know they have large price difference. I'm not sure about the differences other than cosmetic. I'd have to double you. Yeah. So since you've done a lot of them, that does make it easier. You're selling your GTCS. I will give you $8,000 for yours. What's your favorite gun? 1911s. You can buy slingshots on Amazon. Oh, the inline six. Yeah. They so maybe it's the lower prices. Yeah, the inline six is amazing. Did you see that Dodge confirmed the Hemi is going back in the Chargers now? They knew they couldn't get rid of them. Have not spent any time with the FGC9. Do not hunt. I was going to be trying to pick up the quad cab or crew cab Dakota, but I'm not going to be doing anything. Ivik, thank you for coming out, man. You have a great one. Well, hanging out, not coming out. What do I think about the EMP? The EMP takes dedicated mags, which is my problem with the EMP. The weird gun on the left, that is a 37 millimeter signal flare. So the TRP has front strap checkering, which the Ronin does not, or it doesn't have the same checkering. There's materials, hand finishing, I believe, on the TRP versus just straight up manufacturing on the Ronin. Is Zastava good? It's decent. CJ said hi. He woke up crying. I looked at him and he said, "Hey, I'm watching Joe show him the phone," and he smiled and stopped crying. Yeah, there you go, little guy. CJ, be good. Be good for your father. But when he's changing your diaper, did you know babies can pee straight up? You should try it, kid. You and Pistol Pew should collab. So I really am not wanting to do collabs just because collabs between people that know each other is one thing. But like, I know nobody else in the gun shooting sphere. I've talked with some of you guys like through the lives and stuff, but like, I'm not near any of the people in the sphere of gun shooting, things like that. So I really can't be. I really don't feel comfortable doing a collab unless I know somebody. Sold. Come get it. It's manual. Oh, bro, don't mess with me. If you were to honestly sell it to me for $8,000, I would find a way to come get it right now. Snucka, what's up? In GTA 6, I hope they have 1911s. Maybe. I mean, they had them in GTA 5. The one with the red dot is technically. When he was younger, he used to get me a lot. So much, not so much recently. Aw. Nostalgia. Make sure you embarrass him with his first girlfriend. Hey, remember when you used to pee straight up in the air on everybody? I heard that young kids love it when you embarrass the shit out of them in front of their squeezes. What's your favorite video game? My favorite video game is the Forza Horizon series. Second would be the Fallout series, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, and then way back in the day, I'm an OG online player. We used to play Delta Force. Delta Force was like goated when it came to being a game. Ah, yeah, good times. Okay, I'm torn. The Ronin or the TRP? So the Ronin you're going to be happy with. I've shot them. They're very good guns. The TRP is like until you start tickling the Wilson Combat ivories is probably one of the better ones to get. You know, like the TRP, you get it, you're done, you don't have to do anything. The Ronin, you're going to get it. You might be like, oh, well, I wish it had this. I wish it had that. Although, like you said, they're very similar. They're 1911s. They're very hard to really get them improved. But I believe the TRP just has better finishing. You had an 86 Super. I wish I had it. 86 was what, Mark 3? Was that first year Mark 3 or was that still Mark 2? Braced up a Shockwave. Now that is cool. Yep, used to have one. Sold it. Back to work for me. Thanks, bro. Take care. You too, Lucifer. You have a great one. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Where the hell is Stone and McManus? Are they both just talking to each other? Bro, wish you the best live. Best live your hobby. Thank you, bro. MJ, I appreciate that. You have a great night. It was awesome having anybody stop in. Just hit the like on your way out for me, would you, buddy? Trying to grow the channel organically. And that's the way you do it. You do it by talking to people. Look how fat I am. That big hump right there in the stomach right there. Yeah. Start grilling my steak. Ooh, steaks. Send one to me. Brace yourself. I'm a-hole starting to roll through. Hot. Here it comes. Don't love format, but it was the first time I thought, is this real? Don't love formal. Gotcha. Who's doing butt stuff? Oh, Forza? Yeah. So I played the hell out of Forza 3 and Forza Motorsport 4. I really can't get in. Like, I've got Forza Motorsport on my computer right now, but they went to Gran Turismo with their physics. What's the top right? That is a Stag Arms 300 Blackout. It's got a Bear Creek Arsenal upper, but if you knew what I had into it, you wouldn't care. I'm in Vegas. You can have it for $6,500 because you'll have to fly out. Don't mess with me, Myers. Send me an email, thejiminnyshow@gmail.com. If you're dead serious, I dare you to shoot the screen. Pew, 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 pew. If I shoot the screen's over there. I'm looking at the camera. I can be to that car in 2.5 hours. Go get it for me and drag it out here. And then do the Taurus while you're here. Actually, they're doing the Taurus right now. I'm in Vegas, baby. Goose do 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 do. So, I know you're making a joke by saying that, but if you are not ever committed for reasons of danger to yourself and others, if you've never been involuntarily committed, if you are a legally abiding, holy crap. I am so tired. I have not slept well since the surgery because of the pain in my neck. But as long as you're not breaking the law, technically, yes, you can. So even if you're trying to make a joke, yes. If you have mental retardation to a point that you can still, if you're legally allowed to make decisions, apparently I can't get a gun today. You are able to. Wavy, what's up? It's a Stag Arms in 300 Blackout. Do you know about the Madragon rifle named after your officer? I've probably seen the Madragon on Forgotten Weapons, Victor, but I've never seen one in person. I may be doing a timing chain in the Envoy, depending. I got to check a couple of sensors. That would be, yep. Why don't we make guns out of cardboard? It's cheap. There are channels on YouTube that do it. Stone, what up, Rich? It's a Gruger. It's a Fugagi. It's a Fugager. A Fugager. Nice. What barrel length? 7.5. 7.5 inch 300 Blackout. It's the BCA side charging upper, so Bear Creek, and it's also got a side folder stock on it. I may take the side folder off because I took that down to North Carolina with Stone. Not the most reliable. It needs a stiffer spring in it, actually. Best first handgun. I have a 10-22 is my only firearm, maybe a Glock 45. Hayden, I don't like to. What kind of Ford do you have? The SHO. It's my buddy's Snuka. Yes, it's a Ford Taurus SHO. I don't like to tell people exact models to buy. I don't make that kind of recommendation. I can tell you that a Glock 45 is very reliable, though. What's the best piece for a woman first time? Same answer. I can't give you the full advice because I'm not a whammon. Sorry. Go to a gun store. Sorry, and ask to put your hands on different firearms. If you're not the person that's asking, if you're asking for a female friend, that's fine too. But go to a store, see what fits their hands well or your hands well, and then if possible, go to a range that will let you rent those firearms. If you can rent the firearms that you're thinking about buying, so that would allow you to then test the firearm and see what works well for you. I have to move the rack and pinion down to drop the oil pan down to get the covers off. The front is going to be the worst of it, but it's not that bad. That's not terrible. Am I in America? Nope, I'm actually in Somalia. Should we eliminate Nebraska? Nebraska never does anything to anybody, dude. They're fine. I would get rid of Florida, New York, New Jersey, and California before I got rid of Nebraska. Gotcha. No, I'm a woman. Thanks for the advice here in Texas. No problem. And again, it's just difficult for me to like fully recommend guns because I don't know your abilities with the gun. I don't know how big you are, how small you are, your level of education with firearms. Some people don't go and buy their first gun until they've done a lot of shooting. Some people will buy a gun and then learn to shoot. My mom was that way. My mom got her Glock 19 and then learned to shoot. So I need to do some front end stuff anyways, like fan clutch and water pump. Thank God my Navigator has electric fans. Little crack. Top of the radiator developed a crack, so I scuffed up. That's not too bad. Unfortunately, that launcher is the 37 millimeter, and it's not actually neutered because 37 millimeter was created in World War II strictly as a signal launcher, so technically it's a completely different weapon system, technically. What's the most useless gun? An empty one or one carried on an empty chamber? Are those real? Are my nipples hard again? Is Bear a good brand for bows? Don't know. Never really messed with bows. Just got the Springfield Army Echelon. Very happy with the gun. Echelon is a great gun. If you like it, it's going to serve you well. Your favorite gun is a 357 Magnum. Cool. That's a cartridge, not a gun. Yeah, I know it's not demilled. Just it's not the fun one. Yeah. Yeah, a 40 mic would be cool, but I do have concussion frag or not frag, fireworks and flashbangs for the 37 millimeters. You're converting it to electric fan? I definitely would. I'm in the mood for playing Westbound, a cowboy game with the Madrigal. You love guns. Your favorite are Glocks. Sorry to hear that, bud. Hi, cowboy. I'm not a cowboy. The big chalk rounds. I haven't messed with that. They sent me a few of those. Oh, RG was talking about bows. Got it. Sorry. What are you doing, Stone? What's your favorite pistol? The 1911 platform is my favorite gun. Although I will say guns like the CZ75 based guns are very good. The SIG 22 series, the 226, 220, 228, 229, those are really good. I've got a few of those. That is the Astra clone. The Beretta guns, I can take or leave because I'm not a double action, single action fan really, but I've had a few. No, not military, Doug. I was not able to join. I was going to my entire life. My dad was career military, but I have bad back, flat feet, all that stuff. Net ammo would be awesome for the 37 millimeter. Dude, it uses 209 primers for the shells. We can make net rounds. More gun guys should try airsoft. It's great, actually. Airsoft is very applicable to the firearms world, especially for like dry firing. What would you recommend I do with the Sig Sauer clip I have just laying around? Number one, stop calling it a clip. It's a magazine. Sorry, that's me being pedantic. But give it to a gun store, or if you know somebody that has the same gun that it uses, I mean, you're not going to get a lot of money. Do you like the discontinued 227? The 227, that was the 45 ACP gun. I've had one and sold it to a friend of mine. It's the 22 series is just kind of like they're all very similar, just different calibers. Um, wow. That's me almost saying they're Glocks, basically. Thank him for his service. I will tell him he does watch the streams from time to time, and he just had foot surgery, so he might be sitting at home watching this. Would you recommend sell me a Scorpion SMG? Well, FG, if you have an FFL that you're local to, I can order and send one to you, but I am not going to sell anybody just anything. Air guns are also super cheap to shoot. That is true. 12 gram CO2s are pennies, and BBs or 6mm are very cheap. Does his foot look like yours now? He had an even crazier surgery. So because of the way he's been favoring and walking on it, like all the bones shifted off the top of the back. You know how you have under bones and over bones? Well, those are all one bone. He's got one big bone in his body now. But yeah, so he's going to be on bed rest for a while. The longer barrel, the easier to shoot. The benefit to a longer barrel is better velocity, more dwell time, and rifle barreling to get a higher spin or a better spin on your round. It's kind of like throwing a football. If you put a good spin on it, it stabilizes it. Also, you get a longer sight radius. So comparing a officer size 1911, a 3.5-inch barrel with a sight radius that's over 1.5 inches longer, it doesn't sound like a lot. 1.5 inches. Now, ladies will tell you 1.5 inches difference isn't that, the difference between 3.5 and 5 isn't that big. But it really is when it comes to sighting, because it allows you to be more precise with your sighting. So imagine if you're trying to sight in here, right? Every little movement is going to make your shot move more. Should I buy a lever gun or a 1911? You should buy both, Hog Hunter. You got an SKS from the Viet Cong, grandfather bought from Vietnam. Thoughts on veteran bring-back guns? Veteran bring-back guns are awesome, man. They have provenance and life, and they have stories with them. Just be careful. Like, I know of a couple of dudes that would come into our store and they would have bring-back guns. One dude brought an M2 into our store, and those of you that know what an M2 is know that he didn't have paperwork for that son of a bitch. I'm glad you mentioned the sight radius with the longer barrel. Yeah, that's a big thing for your sighting is the sight radius. Is the Scorpion one of the cheapest in basic SMG? Scorpion absolutely is not one of the cheapest SMGs. It's on the upper mid-range price for SMGs. Guns you hate. Name some you would never recommend. Well, anything from SDS Corporation right now is not on my recommendation list because, number one, they need to prove to me that their forgings have improved. They need to prove that they've abandoned their friction welding of the slide rails to the gun. Once they show that they aren't manufacturing guns with built-in fail points, maybe I'll recommend their company again. Thoughts on anchovy pizza? I like anchovies from the canned smoked anchovies. I don't like them on pizza. I don't like them with tomato sauce. That's my wife is half my size, makes me look bigger. I got news for you. If you also shave, it looks bigger. Nah, my gun's got the official war trophy paperwork, some of the last issues of that kind of paperwork the government issued. Then you're all good, McPherson, sorry. I was annoying when I first joined. No, you weren't, Victor. I know you're a little bit younger and you ask a lot of questions. I don't mind when people ask a lot of questions as long as you don't spam. Dude, I get to watch your whole live tonight. My fam and I are driving home from South Carolina. It's like 13 hours. Hey, entire Mountain Man fam. Just so you know, he said he's going to stop at every McDonald's and buy you all slushies. Thoughts on the boombox? The gun got this. I have no idea what that is, my guy. The boombox gun. Let me look that up. Are AR9s good? Yes, they can be. From Live Q? Oh, from Q. Okay. Let's see. Decline. 12-inch, 8.6 blackout. Dude, they built some cool looking shiz. I don't know. That's kind of cool, man. I'd mess with it. I like Q stuff. Hey brother, how you feeling? Good, Guile. How are you today? My neck hurts a lot. That's why I shave my underarms. Makes my arms look bigger. Lol. It's also why you shave your head. Yes, big and little. Thoughts on Rock Island? I've always liked their guns as an entry level point. They're a very good value, and they take modifications very well. Box cannon gun. Yeah, Q makes some good stuff and reasonably priced. The Q Sugar Weasel, which is the non-integrally suppressed, is what, like 1600. What's up, Mouse? Box cannon gun. What is that? Are we talking about your C96? Lol. I love the C96. I like yours. First one I ever shot, to be honest. I got my LWRC TS12 blessed by a rabbi. Does it do curse damage now? Only against people that are Satanists. Hello, everyone. Are those guns real? Well, sure are. You have to finish packing. Just remember, when the kids talk too much, that's why they made duct tape. Sadly, we can't buy guns in the UK. Good thing I found you, though. No problem, dude. I apologize that there's a lot of reasons why we stopped abdicating to your throne. What's the most fricked up gun you've ever seen? Dude brought in what is that? The Japanese, the Nambu, that somebody had home chromed. They like used electroplating to chrome it themselves. It was not a good job. It was dangerous. But he also traded me an HKP7 for a Kimber Micro 9. So, Kimber Micro 9. I tricked you on the box cannon, lol. It's a fun shooter. Yep. You tell him what Gerson said about your 2311s? Oh, yeah. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm not getting close to the guns, YouTube. So, kiss my booty. My booty. My booty booty. My beauty booty. Pooty poo. I'm also going to put a blanket over my screen here. Because I am tired of my reflection. Here's a blanket. Keep looking. There we go. So that's a GNU. Oh, my meds just went. Yeah, that's an electrical cord. Yeah, that's not going to cost me in the long run. There we go. So this is professional film and shit. So this is the Gerson 2311. So you can see how far away I am. That is the Gerson 2311. It's the Match X. However, I took the barrel off of my Influencer X and put it on the Match X. And I took the Match X's comped barrel and I put it on the single stack 1911 Influencer X. So now I have a 4.4 inch comped 1911 single stack. And I sent that to Gerson, EAA actually, and he said that's really cool. And he asked me to tell him how it shoots. So that'll be cool. And then taking a look at some of the other guns on the wall. Why don't we just go over what's on the wall right now? Somebody remember that at the 52-minute mark, I went over all the guns so we can tell people. That is a Stag Arms 300 Blackout with a Bear Creek Arsenal side charger with the side folder. That is a Ramline Syntech 22 caliber with a broken mag. That's the TAC 79 from Exotic Ammo. It's the 37mm bloop tube. That is the ROM RG17 38 Special Derringer. Sorry, I'm looking at stuff. Beretta 84 Resident Evil version that a gentleman says he has interest in. Hopefully, we'll see what he does. The Taylors and Company 357 Magnum 1873 single action in color case hardened. Looks beautiful. That is the custom 3D printed Jiminy Show sign that Mouse made me, along with the Wind City Armory one. Wind City Armory, go there. HK VP9, I do have the match grade front weight on it normally, but it's off to fit there. Gerson 2311 Match X with the wrong barrel on it because it's on that Gerson. Tanfolio Witness CZ75 clone made in Italy. Functions beautifully. Love the beaver tail on that one. And we took that to South Carolina. That thing shoots like a dream. Glock. Whatever. Para Ordnance 1345, which is an amazing shooter. 45 ACP Double Stacco. Taurus G3X. I actually got rid of the full-size one, but I still have the G3X. And then the Astra A100, which is a awesome SIG 228 clone. Yeah, there you go. That way you can't see my ass when I sit down. So that's why I did that. Look, Ma, I'm a cowboy. It's actually a clone of the Mark II. So, Matthew, what's up? Has anybody come in with a grenade launcher? No, but we did have a client who was very well-to-do who brought in a knee, a knee launcher for actual shells. It was demilled, but it could have been reactivated. So remember, 52 minutes is when I put up when I stood up and showed all the guns. I've seen one of his videos and saying it's not a Luger. Yep, 100% Declan. Hope your neck is better. Not really, dude. It actually hurts more today because the internal stitches are holding, but the glue is all worn off and it's come off. So the outside edge is starting to split and form a scab, which means I now have scar tissue internally, scab on the outside. So it's going to probably be a week or two before that feels better. I got the coals burning on the grill. Shite is going to be fire. Yes, they're already fired because they're cooking. Sig M18, nice. Mouse, see you in a minute. Your finished packing, Mountain Man, that is awesome. 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 Where the hell? My refresh button disappeared. I must have hit F11. Sorry, I'm trying to move chairs and sit in a more upright mode and be as entertaining as possible. Do I have a 50 BMG? No, I really want one though. But they are super duper expensive, and I can't afford one. Also, I have a play button. I'm bunking with this guy when the zombies come. Sorry, Renee. If you can get into my house, you can hang out, I guess. Is a 9mm recoil weak enough to handle with one hand? I can shoot 50 AE one-handed. It's recoil depends on the person, not the round itself. Why don't we make fart-powered guns? Because the amount of flatulence that you would need to effectively power around at higher pressure would be insane. You'd be eating nothing but beans all day. Thoughts on the Beretta M9A4? A local gun store has one cheap. About to put it on layaway. If it's cheap, yes. I don't like them selling at $1,000 because that's too much money for a Beretta. What's up, West Virginia? So your dad, the cameraman, was on last live stream. How you doing, man? PX4 Storm Subcompact 40 with full-size magazine and an X-grip. Then why do you have the subcompact? Bro just makes it look more realistic. I don't get what you're saying, Declan. Just pay the Type 7 and make your own 50 cal. Oh, for the 0702? No, I'm good, dude. I want a M82A1. The TRP better not have MIM parts for about $2,000. Hell no. Things are great here in West Virginia. Nice. Own 7 T-sauces. Killed me. You think Gersons are better built? So I didn't say that they're better built, although I am saying it now that you're bringing it up that way. I said T-sauces have very sketchy forgings and they friction weld their slide rails onto the gun. The Night Stalker that I had, and I still have the pictures up in the post section, clearly show friction welded slide rail extensions. So instead of CNC machining the frame to have the slide rails be part of the frame, they're literally friction welded to the gun, which means that they are nothing but a fail point. Are there any other guns that shoot 50 AE other than the Desert Eagle? Yes, the Automag 5 shoots 50 AE. There's a couple of guns that shoot 50 AE. I got the subcompact for quicker draw. Okay, the way they got it so cheap is that the stores bought a bunch of Beretta factory refurbished firearms. They had one that was under 700, but it was worn. I'd be down for that at 7. Yeah. Yeah, because the other Beretta M9 variant that I like is the 9211, the single action only 9211 with the frame mounted safety. That's what I prefer. I did a video with the Walther P1, and when I shot it, I literally ripped the skin off my thumb and stopped the slide. It's actually in that video. Is the SAR K12 single action? Yes, the SAR K12 imitates the Witness, not the Witness, the Tamfolio Stock 2 pistol, and it's single action. Jansen, what's up? Grizzly had a LAR 1911. That's true, they did. I'm trying to remember what other guns were chambered in 50 AE. That might be most of them. Gerson did amazing with the regard. The two 1911s you've owned, you were not impressed. To each their own, brother. I've had Gerson products I wasn't too happy with. The MC28 was meh at best. That was their Smith & Wesson clone. Nobody makes all good guns. Now, if you're going to go with the budget 1911, I would recommend Rock Island over Gerson, but I still recommend Gerson over SDS. My brother has an H. Mainly, even if SDS had the quality of even Gerson or Rock Island, I still wouldn't recommend them because their customer relations and their customer service is crap. I'm not giving my money to a company that doesn't give a crap about us. And you shouldn't either. If you have a problem with the gun, SDS makes it your fault that you have a problem with the gun. That's crap. Do you have any issues with your SAR K12 rear sight? I had to file the sides of mine because the rear sight leaf was such a tight fit. All I did to mine was I actually rounded off my rear sight ears to make it more like the Tactical Sport. But in terms of adjusting it, mine was pretty much zeroed out of the box, so I haven't had to re-zero mine. First handgun you ever bought was the MC28. Edwin, what's up? Yes, so if you look closely at the SAR 12, the very top of the backstrap is shaped differently. So if you look at them, when CZ did the original Shadows, they were Checkmate based bodies, basically. The Checkmate is very close to the Tanfoglio because the Tanfoglio copied the Checkmate. I have to also file mine down. Gotcha. I go pew pew. When I do go pew pew, I go pew pew. Sometimes I go pee pee and poo poo. I have an American Tactical 1911 with Mech-Gar and never have issues at the range unless I'm using flat nose. ATI is very well known for having feeding issues with both hollow points and flat nose usually. So the fact that it's only with flat nose is pretty good. Edwin, just doing the lives, man. What's my favorite sport? It used to be basketball and baseball were my two favorite. You're looking at the VP9 match. Good choice. I've got the imitation style where I have a match grade weight for mine. I have the HK parts weight for mine. Wow. Okay, I don't answer, do you have 1911s? Come on, guy. Look at the screen. Have you ever needed to shoot somebody in an altercation while you're carrying? You don't need to answer, though, if you don't want to. No, I have had to pull my firearm. I have not used it on anybody. Thoughts on the 45 versus 9 debate? I don't really participate in the caliber debates. I prefer firearms in general. So if a gun is only available in 45 and I can't get it in 9, I'm not going to let that stop me from buying a gun. So I prefer guns, not calibers. Is it possible to change the mag size? Even the gun is small, we'll have to buy a whole new one. What are you talking about, change the mag size? Am I a cop? Nope. You missed the last 2 lives because of being on vacation. Vacation is a very important thing, my guy, even if it was 40 caliber. See, I would rather have a 40 caliber TH40 Taurus than a Glock 27 or a Glock 22 or a Glock 23. So what's your message to the world? Don't be an a-hole. Just be cool, man. Hey, how's it going? Nice folding stock AR-15. Good eye, Michael. Do I hunt, target shoot, or just use guns for self-defense? I am an enthusiast, so I do more sport-style shooting. I don't hunt just because I don't hunt. It's not like a preference. I'm not a pacifist or any of that shit. But yeah, I do train for self-defense, but I don't just practice for self-defense. Do flamethrowers count as firearms? Nope, you can order those right off of Amazon's. Am I a criminal? Sure am. That's why I have guns. Which Rock Island 1911s do you like the best? I like the TAC Ultra series just because I like a full rail. Otherwise, I would say any of the TAC 2s, fiber optic sights with adjustables are my preference for a 1911. Saw a sweet CZ Tactical Sport at the last gun show. Unfortunately, it was 40 Smith & Wesson, although that was one of the only calibers available. Yeah, that is true. And the 40 Smith & Wesson gets you a much better price than the 9mm because it's so much less desirable. Found your grandpa's old Remington 760 Grandmaster 30-06 that he bought when he was up in northern Minnesota. Nice. What's the average price for a double barrel shotgun? I really don't know, dude. That's what Google does. You just exit me, go to Google, dude. You'll find it in 10 seconds. Is the GPU vertically mounted just for cosmetic, or is it legit lower temps? Honestly, it's just for cosmetic. Does it help with the airflow? It can, because I run my side panel open, so it always has the first available air going directly into it. However, this case is Mahusiv, so airflow's never been a problem in it. But yeah, it's vertically mounted mostly just for the looks. So the temperature keeps fluctuating in the state so much that the heat keeps on kicking on, and it's controlled by the people upstairs. I want one of the folding stock things, but you haven't heard very good things. Buffer weight and buffer springs are very important on a side folder because you have that much extra that the buffer spring has to take into account. You have no 40 cals. I'm not sure I want to start stocking it. If you can get them for a fair price, it's not as bad a thing as you might think. Sorry, I got to turn on a fan. If you hear a little bit of light fan noise behind you, that's why. I am burning up. Duh! What is good, gal? AMD or Intel? I like both. Okay, you can turn off. Have you ever had a Karen complain about your guns? I've had lots of people walk in and complain about the guns on the lives and stuff. People are stupid. Your GPU is bottlenecked. Any tips? If your GPU is bottlenecked, if it's being bottlenecked by the CPU, then that's your first answer. Depends on where the bottleneck is happening. So it is possible that if your GPU can just do it, up your graphics settings, because if you put more of a load on the GPU, it will lessen the load on the CPU, which will then free up performance, believe it or not. Because the CPU at 1080p, 720p, even a little bit at 1440p, you can bottleneck a GPU by having an inadequate CPU. Man, Bear Pig is back, man. What's up? I see a Beretta Cheetah. It's not a Cheetah. It's just a Model 84, but good eye on the Beretta. Is the X-Star EP9 any good? Looks like a decent. Yeah, go watch Honest Outlaw's review of it. He loves the shit out of it. I'm not a fan of the plastics on it, but the gun itself seems to work really well. What's my EDC? Usually a 1911 and 45 ACP. You've got the RDB. The trigger is surprisingly good for a bullpup. The adjustable gas system seems like a good feature. However, I've never shot it. Really? Only one of your mods is in here. Where is McManus? McManus is probably doing McManus things where he is. He's way on the other side of the country, so let him do what he's doing. I got the Spectre Comp 320. Nice. I had one. Got rid of it. Am I a gunsmith or do I just sell guns? I can do maintenance. I am a Glock armorer, Smith & Wesson armorer, and I've done a lot of like gunsmithing internships, but I am not a gunsmith. Flight Light SCR Raider pistol. Don't even know what that is, bro. Yeah, I just haven't gotten it to the range. I'll try and remedy that sometime. Yeah, depending on where you are in West Virginia, maybe one of these days we'll have to talk about maybe hanging out. I sent those 2 Gersons to Skip to take a look at because he's got the Match X and he did all his work to it, and I thought he'd get a kick out of the single stack with the Island Comp barrel. You were just changing a diaper. Dude, you shouldn't tell people that you wear a diaper. Lanut, I've never played a single frame of Tarkov. McManus is looking for a McMate. Oh, he's going to be disappointed, though. Eat some batteries. Your robot brain is hungry. Yeah, all I've had today is salad and bacon. It's not good. You've met Skip in person before? Yeah, I wanted him to do a front cut on the Para Ordnance for a fiber optic front sight, but he says he's not set up for it. So, maybe that gives you an idea where I'm close to. Yep, you should look it up. Might be your next purchase. Comes in 300 blackout. No, I'll pass. Do you do background checks? Asking for a friend. Yes, I do background checks. Lols. No beef jerky rations hidden away in your room there. Damn shame. No, unfortunately not. When I'm done with the live stream, there's a Sheetz gas station across the street from me. I'm going to walk over there and get something. What's the most annoying customer you've ever dealt with? The most annoying customer I ever dealt with, I can tolerate almost anybody. The most tiring customer I ever had was a guy who would bring in his kid, and his kid, because he plays all the Call of Duties and the Escape from Tarkovs and all that stuff, wanted to talk about every single gun and tell me how they all worked. And he was a nice enough kid, but his dad like literally did not have any control over his child, which is not a great situation in a gun store. Have you seen the Matador Arms uppers? Nice options for AR-based PCCs to give you a folding stock. I have not. I'll have to check those out. We live right next to his Sheetz too. Nice. Do you think it would be possible to cut a channel for a rear sight on a Ruger LCP? Technically, you can do anything to a gun. You just got to find somebody willing to do it. I mean, hell, if you're brave enough, you could do it with a freaking Dremel and some files. If I wanted to, I could cut a dovetail into that 1911 with hand tools. Told the guy it would be 260 repair his ignition or 360 replace it. He has to have it replaced, and then after the job was done, he cursed me out because of the price. I hate stupid people. I love stupid people. Lack of kid discipline is equal to lack of trigger discipline. Change my mind. It is very, very, very not a good sign. I'm not going to disagree with you, Lynette, because the issue is if you're not willing to control your child in an environment where firearms are being displayed and demonstrated, there's probably the chance that you're going to be the guy that doesn't do anything until your child does something bad with said firearm, such as does something stupid and then you have to catch them. Is that a CZ Shadow? No, it is not a CZ Shadow. It's a 10 Folio Witness, which is just a CZ clone. It just happens to have blue grips on it. Go to 52 minutes in the video, Matthew, and I go over all the guns on the wall. Do I keep a truck gun? If so, what? If not, what would you take if you did? I used to keep a Shockwave with a brace on it as a truck gun, and then typically I don't really keep a truck gun because when I'm in the car, I have my gun on me, so it's usually just my carry. Hi, what do you think of guns that shoot rubber bullets? They are all over now. Well, there's lots of different firearms that can shoot rubber bullets, but if you're talking about like the self-defense Byrna and the Glock T4Es and stuff like that, or the Umarex T4Es, I would not put my life behind a rubber bullet. You know what I mean? I would not trust my life to a rubber round. If I'm going to pull a gun on somebody and pull the trigger, I'm ending the confrontation. I'm not looking to just, tis a flesh wound. If somebody's coming at me with the intent to take my life or the life of somebody near and dear to me, I'm not going to try to take out an ankle. Does that make sense? That's not what self-defense is. If you have time to wound, you shouldn't be using your gun in the first place. You're a gun fanatic? Awesome. All FFLs have to, don't they? Especially if they are a brick and mortar store, do background checks. Can't believe they asked that online. Yes, anybody that's a store, a actual FFL, a federal firearms license or holder, has to do background checks. That's one of the things that the United States has cracked down on, especially in the last few years, has been private FFLs, home FFLs, because they've been doing a lot of illegal sales. Conflict prevention and resolution by any means necessary. Yep. But I've said this a lot of times. Depending on the situation I find myself in, I would rather take an ass whooping than pull my gun. If the situation doesn't call for me to pull my firearm, I'm not pulling my firearm. I'm 6'4", I'm 240 pounds. The type of people that are going to screw with me are either going to do something bad or they're so freaking like king that they're going to kick my ass anyway. You shoot to kill, I get it. I'm not saying it's wrong, just not necessary. I'm not shooting to kill, I'm shooting to stop. And why would I try to aim when I can go for center mass? You don't train to shoot arms and legs. Your targets, your A-zone, are your head and your chest. Standard practice targets for self-defense don't have arms and don't have legs. You shoot where you train to. If you want to shoot to practice to shoot at a leg and shit like that because you've seen it in the movies and it looks cool, great, go for it. And again, I understand that you're giving your opinion. I'm giving you mine. The fact is, no self-defense training tool has arms and legs when it comes to standard practice shooting. If you go to certify for your CCW, no arms, no legs. You need to put them in the A zone. So again, if somebody is coming at me with the intent to take my life, I'm going to stop the threat and I'm going to shoot where it's most effective. What do you think of Hickok 45 losing his monetization? Did he lose his monetization? No, he's got monetization. I got a video as soon as an ad as soon as I clicked on his newest video. He's not demonetized. It ain't necessary for them to come at me. Well, no. If you shoot somebody who's not coming at you, that's not self-defense. You actually have to take a test in your state. I went to the courthouse, raised my right hand, and said, "Yep." You need to do certifications if you want to conceal carry. Yes. In the state of Virginia, since 2019, you can no longer do an online course. You have to do an in-class course. My wife likes to shoot targets in the penis. Yes, she does. It says 8 months ago, he made a vid about having previous videos demonetized by YouTube. A lot of us have had our videos demonetized by YouTube because YouTube is a bunch of algorithm trusting people. Google itself, because of the way they're selling their ads. And Hickok does a lot of shooting, and range videos tend to get demonetized. But he also removed a lot of videos because he panic removed a lot of his videos. When YouTube updated their firearm policy, a bunch of channels went like super overboard, panicky, because that's how they make their living. So I'm not going to tell them they were completely wrong in doing so. But they removed tons of videos. They privated shit because they thought they were going to lose their monetization over it, but they didn't. Technically speaking, though, hitting somebody in the pelvic bowl is a way to stop them. Oh yeah, 100%. I agree. If you hit somebody in an extremity with a round, it's going to do something, but that's not how I know. I don't train with the thought of hitting somebody in a leg, a butt, the shoulder. Yeah. Have you ever seen The Swarm of Angry Bees? Yeah, that was the American 180. I have seen that one. You're a certified security guard. Cool. Why wouldn't they be grandfathered in? So weird they're thinking like that. So YouTube is not a grandfathering in platform. YouTube is a business. First and foremost, YouTube is a company that was designed to make money. When Google bought them, they converted them to a 100% for-profit. We need to own this entire sphere thing. So, yeah. Center Mass. Yep. Would you ever consider having a range time with your viewers? So my buddy does a range thing every year called Faith and Freedom. I may wind up doing something like that. Now, I don't want private meetings with people that I know. YouTube applies their rules, changes retroactively. They can, but I've got a guy that I can talk to now. So it's been a lot better for me since I found people, but I can't pass them on because they refuse to talk to me half the time. I'm not saying try to shoot for the leg or shoulder or anything. Say your attacker has a vest and you can't get your gun quick enough to get your headshot off. Well, no, you pull and pull. You pull and pull. If you're in that desperate a situation, you pull and you pull. And you keep pulling until you do something. I asked this earlier, but it got looked over. Thoughts on the MCX Spear XM7 becoming the new Army rifle? SIG has a great marketing department for military contracts. The MCX is a decent enough rifle, absolutely. I haven't spent any time with it, and hopefully it will be an absolutely dependable service rifle because we are trusting our men and women to protect us using those rifles. But like a lot of situations, the military chose their sidearms and their rifles based on price. They don't expect you to shoot most of the time. That's true. I like to think a short shot Tony's advice: a vest doesn't cover your balls. Would a PSA AR be a decent entry level AR? Would be smart to spend some extra money for something different. PSA has an issue with quality control that they need to get over. They need to invest the money into better quality control. They need to pay more people for quality control. If they can do that, their guns are fine. Their guns are just as okay as any other budget gun. But their quality control allows a lot more flaws to leave the factory, and that's where you got to do some work. I've been 12 gauge shotgun round looks very interesting. I have never shot one of those. Nope. I'm all for less than lethal firearms and emulations. Hey, and I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for doing that. 100%. If I can de-escalate a situation, I'd rather do that. If I was in a place where I could only carry something like that, I guess I would. It's better to have something than absolutely nothing, but it's not really something I'm worried about. I'm scared of guns. I don't know how you guys like them. Because you have the wrong view on guns, Juan. You should be more scared of the people. None of those guns has ever done anything. Well, sometimes they fall off the wall because they're assholes. But no gun has ever killed anybody. If you want to be pedantic about it, no knife has ever killed anybody. No car has ever killed anybody. Trees have killed people. But an inanimate object does not have free will and cannot, by its very nature, do anything by itself. It requires the sadistic and faulty thinking of a human being to do something bad. I heard the IWI Zion rifles are a good option for a factory. Yes, they come in at close to $1,000. Hell yeah, I definitely recommend those. Is that a pink Glock? It's technically rose gold, but they call it pink. Or they call it rose gold, but it is pink. Guns are tools and not actively attacking you. Have you been attacked by... Yes, most recently right there. I slit my own finger open because I'm a dumbass. Become a huge Smith & Wesson fan. Every Smith & Wesson I own has been great. They are made right here in East Tennessee. Smith & Wesson is decent firearms. The only problem I have with Smith & Wesson, the manufacturer, is they keep changing their prices without retroactively affecting the prices. So I've bought Performance Center guns as a distributor, as an FFL, from the distributor that were cheaper than their base guns because every now and then they drop the price. I don't have a 590 anymore. I had the braced one and I sold it. I mean, in a situation, I pull the guns because somebody else has one and threaten me or others. You need to have a higher capability in the situation than the bad guys. Yes, you need to have overwhelming firepower or overwhelming defense in the face of the situation. 100%. How does Anderson compare to PSA? If you're talking about the complete firearms, I'd probably say they're a little bit better than PSA. You see the stock market collapse. The stock market can eat my butthole. But yeah, I did see a bit of it. It sucks for people that are heavily invested, but I am not. You're more scared of getting molested by a Sasquatch than a gun by itself. Absolutely. Electrolyte water. Nope, just straight up water with flavor. I had a Gatorade Zero earlier with lunch, so I don't need extra. But thank you for making sure I did that, You need to learn hard skills and train as much as possible. Yeah, I'm definitely getting back to the range a lot more this year. Glock 27 or Glock 26? Neither. And I definitely wouldn't take a small frame 40 cal. CCW Illinois holder has a right to carry in 28 states. Why not all? Because a CCW is state specific and state trumps federal. CCWs are not federally issued. If CCWs were federally issued, they would take as long as tax stamps. Virginia recognizes all 50 states, but there are 5 states that are within an hour of me that don't. I think the market will go up or down. Yeah, it's definitely will. The tariffs and shit are destroying it. Do I like the M2 carbine? I've messed with one, but as a civilian, they're very expensive. You'd let Sasquatch molest you? I'd let a girl Sasquatch, you know. You know what they say? The hairier, the merrier. Rock Island or T-Sauce? Fuck T-Sauce. Hence why Glock doesn't sell in Massachusetts, because Massachusetts is gay. Also, the nut, because Massachusetts requires a 10-pound trigger, and Glock will not manufacture one with a 10-pound trigger. You live 3 miles from Maryland but can't carry. Yeah, I live in Northern Virginia. West Virginia recognizes my concealed carry, but Pennsylvania doesn't. Delaware doesn't. DC doesn't. New Jersey doesn't. New York doesn't. What are those over and under your play button? Those are 3D printed signs that my buddy Drunk Mouse made for me. He's an awesome ass dude. One says the Jiminy Show. The other one says Wind City Armory, which is my FFL. I have an online store, windcityarmory.com. Go check that out. The guns that will be up there that aren't on there are the Tanfoglio Witness. That's a 9mm. The VP9 will be going on there, and the 300 Blackout. Dow lost 5%. Good. I'm so old. I remember when the Dow was at, or the NASDAQ was, what was it? Which one was the bigger number? Was that like 5,000? Make sure to like the live. Yes, please, kids. I heard in podcast Glock is discontinued like 50 plus models. Well, technically, yeah, because they killed the entire Gen 4. Gen 4 had every variant of every model, but no. If you consider that they only have a Glock 49, which is the 49th released patent that they got approved, how can you cancel 50 when there's only 49 models, technically? You're in Harper's Ferry, and you're 376 yards from Nova. Good, stay there. No, I'm just kidding, Sean. TSOs I've handled are single action. I think the Parrot is DASA. I'm not 100% sure. I thought the Parrot was single action. Happy 62nd birthday, Joe. I'm looking at my Cash App. You're not allowed to say happy birthday until you send me money. Sorry. Got a Kimber repeat. Wish me luck, bro, and may the tolerance gods look kindly on me. The new manufactured Kimbers seem a lot better, dude. I bet you're going to have good luck with it. And if you don't, I will take it off your hands for upwards of 7 cents on the dollar. Hello, Fountain Mountaineer. Yes. Show me an AK. Nope. Not showing nothing. You look like you're acoustic. I am acoustic. Do you see any wires plugged into me to make me amplify my sound? Ha ha! You tried to make fun of me and you fucked up. No, it's not my birthday. Susu, one of my wonderful mods, decided to start a whole thing that it was my birthday and people kept on contributing. I carry Glock, but I ain't no way am I buying Glock brand horse semen. Why not? You know that frickin' pony will run. Ha! Your dad stole your repeat. Go steal it back, bro. I'm in South Carolina. Do y'all know the law for guns? Also, nice comeback. Thank you, South Scottish Piper. I don't. They're pretty solid, though. I just got home from work. How's the stream? It's a little bit proteiny because I had a little bit too much sugar. Glock makes a nice watch. Nice. Stone has shot the Tanfoglio. He'll tell you that CZ75 clone runs. It's actually got one of my CZ75 mags in it with the extended base pad. I gotta swap that out for the regular mag. Yep, Checkmate and Parrot are SAO. That would make sense since they are competition, like open division, I believe those two guns are in. Posted the list of all Glocks discontinued. Did they? Oh, groovy. Did you see the Rolex Land Dweller release? No, I'm not a huge Rolex guy, Mouse. You like that ornate stuff. I'm a very plain guy. Although I do want one of those big oversized aviators like yours. So, discontinued Glock. Glock 19 Gen 3. Okay. 17 Gen 3. 20C. Wait, what? Gen 4, Gen 4s. Who cares about all those ones, man? CZ75 clones over 1911 clones. Doesn't even own a Glock. I think he should get the pink one for his wife. I tried getting it to his wife. The Land Dweller is dope. Nice. What do you think of the Trackstar murderer begging for people to pay for his lawyers on GoFundMe? Didn't know there was one. I don't follow crime as much as I used to. What up, John Wick? Hope you're having a good Friday, boss. Oh, yeah. No, you can call me Joe Wick. Jiminy Wick. I do know that I would probably never want to stand next to Keanu Reeves at a shooting event because he would make me look like a bitch. He would destroy me in a shooting competition. My personal favorite Glock and why? My personal favorite Glock would probably be absolutely none of them because Glocks are dumb. Is he that good? Oh yeah, dude. Keanu Reeves did. There's videos from Terran Tactical at his training facility because he trained him. Dude, he is that good. I just noticed your 1911 is upside down and the color is like the wall. Yes, that's because if you look at them closelier, um, this one says Wind City Armory, and that one says the Jiminy Show. I had Mouse do that on purpose in an upside down way. Also, there's a sock on my camera stand. Don't ask me why. And there's a blanket on my TV. There's a moose in the kitchen, and I don't care. Glocks are silly. Why does a revolver have so much recoil? Because it doesn't have a recoil mitigating system such as a guide rod and recoil spring. I got to meet Terran a few years ago. It was legendary. I don't think I'd want to ever meet him. He seems very sketchy to me. Sent you an email of all the models. Most are Gen 3 and Gen 4. Word of the Glock sucks. What do I think of the Taurus? Hold on, let me get to my email here. Yeah, humans are not viable as a species. Can't wait for the day that we're all done. .43x 5.5 pounds. So those are dedicated triggers. So those ones with dedicated trigger weights are made for certain areas and regions. Some states require a certain poundage on their triggers. So those could all be California guns because you're looking at a lot of the Gen 4s. Those are not on the roster at all. The Gen 5 5.5 pound, that doesn't mean a lot to me because here I am. But yeah, definitely the 10 rounders, those are all Cali guns. And then they eliminated a bunch of actually Cali guns. So all those were compliant firearms, so it really doesn't matter. Is the Match X a good gun? So far, yes. I haven't shot it yet, but it feels really solid. I ate my dog. My dog tasted good. Doggo has entered the room. I think she likes your stream. Who's Doggo? I'm not a fan of actual Glocks, but I do love P80s and TWC frames paired with Brownells premium ported. Well, there you go. Everyone subscribe and like the live. You can do both at the same time. My guy deserves it. And I hope everyone's having a good enough Friday. You guys are all awesome. Thank you very much for the kind words, son. Yes, if you guys can do me a big favor, the reason I ask for likes versus money, if you want to send me money, I'll take it. I don't give a shit. You don't get anything but my thanks because I'm not one of those bitchy, whiny motherfuckers that e-bags. But by hitting the like button, by interacting with the channel, subscribing, leaving messages, interacting in the chats, what you're doing is showing that this channel gets the interaction organically. I don't buy views. I don't buy subscribers. I don't bribe my subscribers with giveaways and shit. So you guys make the channel work by just being cool ass people and hanging out and talking and all that stuff. So just hit the like and consider subscribing. If you do that, it will definitely help. Interesting, maybe Glock is bringing Gen 5 to California roster. I don't know. They discontinued them, so they might have been disqualified from the California roster. Your dog is a Pit Lab mix. Oh, go for the jugular, kiddo. When I got my P10C, it came with 10-round mags. Yep. Have you had the chance to fire the Ruger RXM? I have not, but just from the plain feel of it and the fact that when I put all the dagger components I had laying around on the RXM, it felt exactly the same. Literally all an RXM is a dagger with better build quality and a possibility of swapping out the grip module, obviously. Best self-defense gun for concealed carry. Whatever you can comfortably carry concealed, my friend. Get the biggest that you can comfortably shoot. Practice the hell with it, and you will be much better set up. And recommended for concealed carry, the average self-defense shooting is between 3 and 5 shots. I carry a 1911 8+1 and a spare mag, so I usually have 17 rounds on me. If I can't do it with 17 rounds, I shouldn't be firing one. Could I put together a Connecticut order? Yeah, I can ship to your FFLs. Certain models might not be eligible for your FFL though, so you need to check that. Check your thing. Connecticut and Massachusetts are stupid in that if a gun wants to be sold in your states, they have to be submitted. But that also means if you have an FDE and a black one, they both need to be submitted separately. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. What's your opinion on responsible pocket carry, not bareback ghetto carry? Oh, pocket carry is fine. I don't care if you got like a good like sticky holster, something to cover the trigger guard. Absolutely, nothing wrong with that. I pocket carry my 1911 when I'm in the store. I literally put the holster in my pocket and I pocket carry it. What's your favorite budget 1911? I've been catching the tism for the 1911s, but don't want to spend over $600 to $700. Go with a Rock Island or a Girsan. Rock Island will give you the best modifiable platform out of the box. The Girsan will give you a straight up shooter out of the box. SDS is fine if you're not going to be like tearing it apart and treating it like shit like I am. I'm ordering the new Night Stalker just so I can rip it apart and see if it also has forging issues. Does the RXM have traditional Glock grip? It's modified. It's more of a dagger grip angle. It's more of like a 1911 A1 style, but it's not really that close to 1911 either. You're in Dearborn Heights. I am in Northern Virginia, Winchester. I carry my J-frame with Buffalo Board daily. It's only a 5-shot. I hope I never have to use it. On the plus side, if you have to use it and run, you don't have to police your brass. I have a Rock Island Armory A1, which you spent $300 for. Great gun. Yeah, so a Rock Island could be a very good choice. I have a Flightlight belt fed. Can you reuse the links? No idea. I've never tried, dude. That sounds like a Google question. B&H is in Harrisonburg. How you doing down there? Go visit my boys down at Liberty if you're down there. RAA Rock Island is great for budget for sure as far as you've seen. I 100% agree. My first one was a double stack 9mm and it shot amazing. And my buddy at the pawn shop has the Competition 40 double stack. I might be picking that up. Might get back to finish editing a video on the Turkish 92 FS clone, the Daria Melik. I almost picked one of those up when I was up in Pennsylvania with Drunk Mouse. They had one for a very fair price, but I wound up buying the Para Ordnance 1345 instead. I thought you were in Culpeper. Nope. I am in Winchester, Virginia, my guy. Go to WinCityArmory.com. I don't feel like doxing myself on the live stream. You know what I mean? I know that's a stupid thing to say, but if somebody's willing to put in just a few seconds of work, you know what I mean? High Point is the best handgun. Plus, if I start listing addresses, YouTube's algorithm might freak the fuck out. High Point's best handgun on the market, hands down. Ha! I agree. Good evening, Packer. Mr. Dawn. My first was a Llama Max. Liberty's my go-to. Treated me well every visit. Gotta love their dog strolling around. Yep, Gage and the little one. The little guy hated me when he first showed up because I had open wounds on my legs. I literally had to sit in the bathroom with him for hours to get him to like me. But Gage is awesome. Alexis, I'm good. How are you today? Sweet. I'll go with the Rock Island, then I plan on doing some tinkering. Yeah, so the finish on the Rock Islands is parkerized, so it's not as durable as the Girsan or the T-Sauce or even the Charles Dailies. I don't like Charles Dailies anymore because they're under the Chiappa brand, but that's a personal thing. Have I read the Ludi Handbook? I have not, sir. Counterpoint to High Point being the best cheap pistol. Hammer and nail. You mean like a single tube shotgun? Shotgun. Goose sent me a big cash app at the beginning of the thing today because he's an awesome mother father. Also, I've been waiting for a guy who claimed he was going to buy the Resident Evil Beretta, but he still has not made his mind up. So, literal hammer and a nail. The problem with doing a literal hammer and a nail honker doodles is that you're going to have no chamber for the round. So the round is just, it's like, have you ever watched Armageddon where he says if you put a firecracker in your hand and let it go off, you're going to burn your hand, but if you close your hand on it, you're going to lose your fingers. Same thing with a round. If it's not supporting the chamber, the casing isn't supported, so that the pressure can fire the round forward, all you're going to do is explode the round. The round will go, but you're going to have no control over it. So at least the High Point, you can have some control over where the failure occurs. Medium coffee. Isn't that a grande or a venti? I have a friend that's living in Bullhead, Arizona. He's able to buy brand new AR-15s, Ruger brand, for $400. Wow, that's crazy. Too bad that I don't want to go to an easy job for $220 because I'm tired, dude. It's 9:30 at night. I mean, it's up to you, bro. If you're trying to get the rose gold Glock for your wife, you're going to need to make some money. He spoke quite a few 1911 45 that were made in Turkey. There's several brands of beautiful craftsmanship. It's unbelievable for what you're paying for them again. $400 or less. So will that stay the case? Who knows? With all the tariff increases and shiz like that, it may become increasingly harder to get good prices. What gun company and customer service is the worst to get around with? Chiappa is really bad. SDS, I've spoken directly with the North American vice president, who wound up pawning me off on his social media manager, Jared, who then completely blows me off. So I will not work with them at all. And I will not carry their guns in my store. You can order them when you come in to buy one, but I'm not going to willingly carry any of SDS's products because they're being a bunch of bitches. And I don't give a shit if they think I'm being rude to them. I've given them dozens of opportunities to step up and do one thing to prove that their guns were better than I've been able to prove. Yes, I had a sample size of 1, but if you're telling me they only picked one random gun to friction weld the slide rails on, that's bullshit. Said I don't want to go, but I'm going. Kids are expensive. Well, stop buying them. Can I hear how to convince a new shooter not to buy a red dot sight without sounding like I'm talking down to them? So what I would say, medium coffee, is number one, you really shouldn't tell somebody not to buy somebody, but you should say, I would put it this way. Getting a red dot is awesome because it's going to simplify the act of aiming your firearm, but I would highly recommend that you learn to shoot with your irons first because it's going to enhance your ability to use a red dot. Because if you're able to easily pick up a front rear sight sighting situation where you have to do equal height, equal light, actually aim a gun, when you get to transition to the red dot, it's going to become even easier because you're going to learn proper grip technique. You're going to be bringing your gun up on target easier. What I see with a lot of red dot new users is that they do this, hunting for the red dot, because they don't know how to point aim their gun. Is it worth paying $17 for a ticket to a gun show? Only if you're trying to find something. Is SDS Tokarev? They own Tokarev USA, yes. Yes, if you're going for a specific reason, if you're just going to look around, $17 isn't really worth it if you're just going to walk around. Zastava has already increased their prices. Thanks, Trump. Nah, I'm still thanking Obama. PT92 Daria Arms clone or Gerson clone of the 92F. I have not had any range time with the Daria Melik yet. I like Daria's products. It might be a toss-up, man. The only reason to go with the Gerson Regard over the Daria Arms is because the Gerson has been out longer. So if there are any issues, they might have been resolved sooner. No. I have no desire to sign up with you. Yes, I have multiple phones. Work it! $17 to buy ammo cheaper. That makes sense because a lot of gun shows, like here in Northern Virginia, when you buy from the gun shows, a lot of times they'll pay the taxes. So you can get a lot of stuff. It's actually almost 10 o'clock here, Zaxxon. Look at your watch. Thoughts on Beretta MA1 Bobcat? Just saw the little thing. It looks fun. The Bobcats are hilarious and fun to shoot. You just got to decide if it's going to be your main gun. I don't always recommend a Bobcat or a Tomcat, but they're both very fun. Can you shoot one of your guns, is this? Not on a live stream, my friend. Chunky feeling gun versus lightweight polymer. Oh, I'm an all-metal guy. Look at the vast majority of the guns up there that are mine. The Astra, the 1911s, the CZ, the freaking Beretta. I'm a steel frame hammer-fired guy. I actually prefer 1911s just because they're heavy and single action. Paul, I'm in Virginia. Cabo, what's up, dude? Seven scopes. Yep. Does Kel-Tec sucks? No, Kel-Tec doesn't suck if you go into it with the right frame of mind. Kel-Tec has never pretended that they are Glock. They've never acted like they are the perfect gun. They are coked up designers who will build whatever the hell their brain tells them to while they're in a coked up fugue state. Do you have to adjust your sights for your eyes? No, because if you know how to shoot, weren't you on here on fucking Wednesday making the same joke? You got here, just got here. Hello, and are you a CZ guy? I like CZs, but I'm not like a brand loyalist. It's the price of pre-ban AR-15 so high, surely not worth it. Because pre-ban, if you're talking about the full autos, is because the number of full transferable machine guns in the United States will never go up. It's a fixed inventory. So as people buy them, that number goes down. As that number goes down, prices go up. The only thing that will allow the prices to come down to a reasonable price is if we eliminate the NFA Act. I've had the C-Camp. They're fun. What's the procedure? We take a handgun to a gun store. You want to trade it in on a new gun. Oh, to a gun store. Number one, don't just pull a gun out in the gun store, but take it to the gun store. If it has a case, make sure it's in the case with the slide locked back. And when you're doing a trade-in, just tell them. Walk in with the case closed. Just make sure the gun is empty. Adele, do you know if you can, as an individual, send ammo online to an FFL in New York? I should be able to, but I can't tell you if I can get a better price. Ammo is much more expensive. Kel-Tec makes different things versus 1800 ARs with one little change. Yep. So no striker fire pistols for you. No, I do appreciate a good striker fire pistol. It's just I'm very selective in what I like. I like a heavier gun. So like when I had the Echelon, I put the Sharps Brothers frame on it. That made it awesome. SIG with the 320, if it has the tungsten frame, I'm all over it. But I don't know. It's just something about a polymer frame gun just doesn't feel that great to me. And I don't know why. But striker fired, I'd take striker fired. I'm not afraid of striker fired. Cheapest FFL fee in your area is $45. Shit, that's too much. Stone stock market went down 5%. That 220 might not be there tomorrow. Yeah, go do it, dude. I love my pink Glock. My punk! Look up an image of an RPG with a buttstock 32x scope and Glock grip. No, I'm good, dude. I can picture that. What's my opinion on F1 firearms? F1 bought Apache, didn't they? And Apache's going out of business. So F1 makes very expensive guns. I don't think they're better than guns that are 2/3 or even half the price. F1 is nice. I just don't think they're that level of gun. They are not Nighthawk Custom. They're not even Daniel Defense. They're not Wilson Combat. They're not Zev when it comes to AR-15. So my man knows what he likes. I try to, Krista. Yep, pink. Look. Put a Wilson Combat grip module on my P320. Stone, this will make you go right now. I'll sell you the Gerson. Nah, I'm fucking with you. You put the Wilson Combat grip on your 320. Nice. Do you believe in the saying, any gun is better than no gun, even if it's a high point? Actually, I do. Glem 1 Glarand. Why do I think that's just like an hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades gun? Yep. Hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. I called it. Didn't even have to look that far. Hey, King, what's up? Sileys are fine. Yeah, I've got a Siley on the that guy. I've got a Burris Fast Fire on that one and a Siley Cat Zero on that one. What do you do? Stupid question, but wanted to ask. No, that's cool, dude. Do you think any birdshot would be viable for self-defense? Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people say that certain rounds are ineffective because they've never been shot. I've been stabbed and it's made me stop everything I'm doing and cry like a bitch. F1 is like Stag Arms, but F1 charges insane. Yeah, so if Stag Arms is at least not in a super high price, even though their guns are okay. Overton Torture tested the Sileys. Oh, fuck, I'm out then. So I made a mistake the other day. Got my first holster from Walmart, and it's not good, but not bad. So you will find, as a gun enthusiast, you're going to go through a lot of holsters. Like, I have 11 just for 1911s. I want the double stack. Ha! You didn't want to have me stuffed with an erect penis in your hallway, so no. What would you do? That means after I'm dead, I was going to be taxidermied. Please understand that and don't clip that. That is, I don't care. Cancel the fuck out of me. I don't give a shit. That's how my HD shotgun I set up first round was bird. The other 5 are buck. I just run buckshot. Why is the pistol flesh colored? Hey, Glue, you do what you got to do. That's because that's what they call rose gold nowadays. Because it ain't even close. Is 17 HMR better than 22 Magnum? Not in my opinion. If you're going to do anything, I would say that actually 17 is better than 22, but I think 22 Magnum is probably better. The clarification is golden. Lol. Frick McManus, I'm closer to Joe, so I'll go pick it up. What do you recommend for your first piece? I don't like to make a specific recommendation for you. I can tell you Glock is reliable. Smith & Wessons are reliable. All those are pretty solid guns. 3D printed holsters legal? Yeah, absolutely. I'm a glad holster phase is over. I only use Tier 1, Blackhawk, and T-Rex. Nice. Damn, I'll only ever see those flesh-colored Glocks now. I must not be a gun enthusiast because I've only had 2 holsters. Nothing wrong with that. You got the one you like, man. Stuck in the hallway with an erection. So Stone and McManus started a text thread because we text a lot because we're chatty little bitches. And they've been fighting over who gets my Gersons and the bloop tube. Like I'm selling them, but they were talking about me like I was dead in the group chat. They were literally having a back and forth cluck, 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 cluck over who gets my guns while ignoring me. So it's like, it was hilarious to me. And I said, whoever's willing to have me stuffed with a full erection in their living room or front hallway gets my guns. This guy watches Pawn Stars. Not for a long time, dude. Once I realized it was fake. Didn't include me in the group text. I mean, we could if you really want to get in on a group text every now and then, but they're really stupid. I ignored 38% of their texts. I'll keep my Remington 870 loaded with buckshot, except for maybe the last round. It's that buckshot slug mix. Tears. Trust me, Bruce, you don't want to be in on those. Also, your BCG is on its WAYTOYOU. Should be there soon. I have hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. I'd love to actually do a stream from there. Maybe I'll practice doing that. I'll do like a privated stream where I actually stream in VR, and you guys will just see me doing stuff in VR. Since it's a video game, I should be able to stream that, I think. I'm already in a few. He sent us a pic of his foot cut open. Oh, yeah. I found a pic of when they had to open my foot up and pull out a bone. Definitely stuff and put the front window of my house. Do you have a Desert Eagle? If you do, can you show me? I do not have one anymore, yeah. I sold mine because all my friends liked shooting it and none of them wanted to pay for the ammo. How much do you think is a box of 44 Magnum FMJs? It's about $65. I think that's nuts. Yeah, that is way too much. I'm not 100% what they're going for right now, but my upstairs neighbor just ordered a 44 Magnum from me, so I'll let you know as soon as that ammo shows up. You want to be turned into a pinata and filled with those liquor dollar shot bottles. I think I got one better. And how many in the firearms community are basically 14-year-olds when it comes to accessories? Oh my God, did you see the new holster Bob has? Must have. Oh, it's super sparkly. It has a quick release clip. Everything is so cool. Because you're typing something that's auto block, dude. When I die, I want my crotch cremated and spread over the Virgin Islands. What company do I prefer your sling to be? I don't use slings, so whatever one. No Synapse. Custom AR up top there. It's not really custom. It's a Stag Arms pistol with a Bear Creek Arsenal side charger upper. I bought it off of a guy who was moving to New Jersey and couldn't take it with him. Can't touch guns on live streams. Yeah. I pay between 45 and 50. Let me see. I'll log in real quick and see what they're running. Why no slings? because I'm a range shooter, I don't practice. I probably should practice movement with the sling because, I live near DC, an hour or so, hour and a half from DC. But I don't think I'll ever have to be in that position where I need it. So range boxes here run anywhere from $35 to $55. That's like on the shelf price. If you want to get like the really good stuff, you can spend upwards of $65 to $80 for most states. I like that opinion. I am not a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Are the top 5 guns for shit? No. Shit hits the fan, you're going to be scrambling. You're going to be trying to find things, pickups, things like that. You're not going to be able to just grab whatever. You're not going to be able to. The dudes that wear their bulletproof vests and only train while wearing vests and stuff, I think they're going to be at a disadvantage. You need to train without a vest unless you wear your vest 24/7. Yes, if you want to train with it, I'm not like Dakota Meyer. I don't give a shit if you're a LARPer, if you're civilian tactical and you're always wearing a vest, if you're Johnny Q and you're always wearing your goddamn vest. Okay, fine, good for you, great. If you're not wearing the vest 24/7, you need to train without the vest as much as you train with the vest. Because in the event that you see a nuclear fireball and you're not wearing your vest, you're not going to stop and put on your vest. You're going to get away from the situation you're currently in and then equip yourself. So that's the way I look at it. Glock 12 gauge 22 hunting rifle and an AR. $80 range bag, $700 or more, all patches to put on it. That's about right, Jason. What are you going to do? Shoot at the fireball? I would. It's like the Floridians that shoot at the hurricanes. Is Magtech? Yes, Magtech is perfectly good. It's my 4th choice. I go Cellar and Bellet, Fiocchi, Federal, and then definitely Magtech. I should send you my Deagle so you can put it on the wall for people. I won't say no. If you want to let me borrow it for a while, I don't feel like buying another one. Although, when Bruce and I were up at the gun show, they had a really nice used 44 for $1,200 that I probably can get for $1,000. And then you could just add the barrel. Cellar and Bellet, shout out. I like them too. I just think that they have a very consistent ammo. So when I'm shooting ammunition from Cellar and Bellet and Fiocchi, the frequency, because if you're listening to the rounds as you're shooting them, that's something you should do. If you shoot a lot of reman rounds, some rounds will be like pop, and then some rounds will be like pop. Some rounds will be pop. Some rounds will be pop. That's because inconsistencies in powder loads, and they could have used different brands of primers, shit like that. New manufacturer stuff is usually a lot more consistent. You're not a fan of Fiocchi? To each their own. We went to the gun show? Yeah, when I visited Mouse up in Pennsylvania, we went to the gun show. That's where the double stack 1911 came from. Don't have a favorite caliber. I mean, I carry a 1911 and 45 most days, but that's just because I like the 1911, and my favorite 1911 happens to be in 45 right now. Thank you, by the way, for answering all the questions. I try to answer them all, Paul. Today is a lot slower than it was on Wednesday or Monday, thank freaking God. I like having a couple of hundred people in here because we have a good time, but shit, I want to answer as many questions as I can. Going to Chantilly? Nah, dude, that gun show is crazy stupid, man. I walked through there, and there were 3 different guys selling the SAR K12. One guy had it for $900, one guy had it for $800, and one guy had it for $650. That's how crazy the gun shows are. I'm an FFL. If I'm looking at new guns, I'll just buy them off my distributors. Thanks for going to the show. Thank you for inviting me. Do I know anything about horses? I know that there's 310 of them in my Navigator. 1911s are very nice. They are. And I got spoiled by buying one of those first instead of buying a Croc. And my first Croc was a Glock 27 and 40 cal. So that probably wasn't the smartest way to get into Glocks. Wednesday was a busy day. Yep, my streams are always good no matter the view count. And that's the thing. I'm not in it to do that. Yes, it's cool to get 30,000 views on a live. That's cool because that shows people, oh, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. But I'm not in it for that shit. I want to hang out with my crews, man. I want the guys that are consistent and hang out, and then we all have fun. You did it to do. There's someone in my house. I'm calling 911. You're in your own house, William. You have dementia. My favorite at the gun show is the boomer with the Nagant. He's selling for $2K. I know what I got. I know what I got. Oh, we were at the gun show, and my buddy was looking for a holster for a C96, and the dude had new leather shit holsters, and he wanted $450. No, thanks. You made the mistake of buying a subcompact 40 Glock as your first Glock too. I bought it because my buddy gave me I bought it for less than $300. It was FDE custom Cerakoted, and I thought it was going to be cool because my first gun was a double stack 9. I figured, how hard can a 40 cal be to shoot? And then it shot like I hated it. Have I ever had horse meat? Not knowingly. I've had gator, buffalo, but I don't know if I've ever had horse meat. I was a child of the 80s, though, when a lot of restaurants were found to be selling horse meat, so I could have had it without knowing. I know a lot of people eat horse meat. It's perfectly good meat. I have a green and gray Gen 4 Glock 19, never shot. Cool. I'll give you $1. At least I have a 50 caliper. There you go, dude. Protect your home. Yeah, Minnesota State Fair, which is the second largest state fair in the country behind the Texas State Fair, they do everything, dude. Taco Bell is horse meat. Taco Bell is good horse meat then. Bison, gator, iguana, and python. I've actually never had iguana. I have had python. Or it was snake. I don't know if it was actually python. Minnesota State Fair sells it all. Sold it after my first range trip and bought a Springfield I've carried daily for 2 years now. There you go. Do you prefer polished stainless over blued steel aesthetically? On a 1911, there's just something about a stainless. Although a high polished blued gun, I'm thinking about redoing my single stack in a high polish blue. Oh, Minnesota, eh? Yeah, you know it, DB. I'm a snake eater. And a sword swallower. Literally, I have no gag relief. Is Oklahoma the biggest now? It used to be Texas and then Minnesota. Are you going to throw it before you blew it? I'm not intending to throw it. Edwin comes in with a huge $20. Thank you, brother. Do I like high powers and high power clones? Yes. So my buddy Daniel, who first introduced me to the shooting world, he had a high power, a really nice Belgian that Stone owns now. And the thing shot great. But I was so new to guns. I've only been doing guns since 2017, October 2017. I thought it was a 1911. That's how stupid I was back then. I knew some guns, but I didn't know the gun world. So I've only been in this for 8 years, guys, by the way. And I have 2,156 videos on this channel. So everybody go watch every single one of them so I can make $1. But yeah, I really do like them, though. I don't like them more than 1911s. I prefer the 1911, but I do respect the hell out of them. Danielson! I'm not looking to sell it, but you can. I'll let you put it up on the wall or do one of your videos on it. Oh, dude, that's what I'm saying. If you let me have it for a range review and stuff like that, that'd be cool as hell. You can send it to my FFL. I'll send it right to yours. I'll just pay the shipping and for your FFL transfer. Just let me know. Is there anything you dislike about internal hammer semi-auto handguns? Not really. I don't have a problem with an internally hammer-fired gun. Doesn't bother me at all. So, like the Smith & Wesson Shield EZ is internally hammer-fired. The Equalizer is internally hammer-fired. There's plenty of them that are. In fact, my 1903 Pocket Hammerless is internally hammer-fired. No, I don't mind them at all. California is getting some Canics. That's cool. You guys will finally get some decent guns. Hey, SNM, what's up? Smith 5 and 7. Yep, that's internally hammer fired. What would you do if I put on YouTube? But my buddy over at EAA, my guy, my homie, my dude, he's trying to get me one of the Brats as well. If you've seen that one, it's the officer size slide with the full size grip. That's hilarious. Now I know you're down the street. Let me know if you want to review some of my rigs, but I'm sure you already shot most of what I own. So one of these days you'll have to come in and hang out, dude. I've heard you have to keep 1911s lube more than a normal striker fired. Is that true? They like lubrication a lot for a very good reason. 1911s have a lot tighter tolerances than most striker fired guns. Dan, the man, the legend, became a bronze level member. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. So, but yes, they like being lubed because their tolerances are tighter than striker fire guns. If you own a Glock, if any of you own a Glock or an SD9V2 or a Dagger, what I want you to do is pick the gun up real quick, clear it, make sure it's empty, but look through the slide. You'll be able to see the recoil spring, and a lot of times you can see straight through the gap between the slide and the frame. 1911s don't do that, and that's one of the reasons why they need them. Subaru Brats were cool. Ha! Is dry firing a pump action hurt the pin? Any rule to go by now? What's safe and what's not? No, because most shotgun shells are still center fired. However, they do make snap caps for 12. Oh, and he gifted a membership. Dan the man is having some fun tonight. Thank you, brother. But you can get 12 gauge snap caps, dude. So if you have any worry, do that. Goose is not to be outdone. Goose comes in and gives some membership too. Thank you, Goose. Didn't know you're still around, brother. Yep, John Goldsworthy. Hey, his name had Worthy in it, Goose. Maybe it was meant to be. So I took a buddy of mine to my local gun store. He had some very dark thoughts in his life. If he can change his way of thinking, would you recommend him taking his pistol permit class? So I don't believe that somebody having dark times and dark thoughts in their life should automatically stop them from being able to own a firearm. But they need to be in a good place when they get them. You know what I mean? You need to be on it with your buddy. Don't feel bad about being protective of your friend. Don't feel bad about checking in a lot with your friend. I've killed myself. I literally killed myself. I committed suicide in 2017 because of pain and stuff. And yet, I'm a gun enthusiast. Guns actually are super therapeutic to a lot of people that have PTSD, mental problems, things like that. So we are the way we are. But I also have a very strong support group around me. So my family finally understands my level of pain, the things I deal with on a daily level. Like, you know, I've got a hole in the back of my neck, but I don't take pain meds. And I have to deal with that pain. Yet, the amount of pain I'm always in, I literally don't feel the pain in my neck, even though it's been cut open. Jesus! Untitled! Damn! Thank you. Diggity got a free membership. Congratulations, dude. I can only ship guns to other FFLs, brother. Bryce Fish got one. Cool. CB got one. Zion. Cool. Thanks for saying this, sir. A lot of vets avoid getting help for this very reason. So I think that's we have a toxic masculinity problem in the world, okay? And because we are expected as men to put up with our level of shit that we deal with, it causes us to have bigger problems than we should. And that's a bunch of bullshit. Like, if you need to talk on the live stream, is not a place to do it, but fucking email me, okay? If you're in a dark place and you're thinking about doing something and you don't have a support group or support system, email me. I can't be your best friend in the world, but I can at least listen to you and I can help you get some help. But don't just do stupid shit, okay? Does the hole go straight through from your mouth? To the butthole? Yep. Bro, Goose does it again. I need to also talk to you about helping me find a DP12. I can do that. Wrenches, repairs, Froggy, Mr. Danny's Guns, J-Law. Dude, everybody's getting some stuff from Mr. Goose. Thank you, Goose. You're king. You're my bestie. I got you, brother. Goose is going crazy. Goose is the OG. Now, if you go all the way back to the beginning of the live streams that I've done on this channel, I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe Goose was actually one of the first people to ever donate to the channel. He's super awesome. I've learned a lot of lessons in live streaming, and that's one of those things where I don't ask for this stuff, but I'm super appreciative when it happens. Freaking Goose is in this because he wants to be here, and that's amazing to me. So, I'm his sugar daddy. Yes, also I spend a lot of time with my hands holding my butthole open. Sailing, unfortunately, when he gifts them, they're randomly issued. So, what's your opinion on Tokarev shotguns? They're Turkish built, so run them, break them in, then they'll be all right. I have not heard about a 9T gun. That was fucking funny. Yeah, also, nobody clip what I said. The rest of us are obligated to be here. Look, you agreed to be my mod. If I'm here, you're here, motherfather. I used to hate traffic and wanted a road rage if somebody cut me off. I realized my real problems were bigger than traffic, and I needed to focus on that. So yeah, 33. That's 100%. So I've talked with a few of my friends about this a lot. Those of you that speak to me on a regular basis, and especially those that are near me and around me, I will go out of my way to message people that routinely message me like on a daily basis and warn people now. I've learned to recognize when I'm going to be an asshole, because if I can't open a door lock, if everybody is pissing me off, that is if I'm going to get that pissed off, I am going to at least give people a warning that I'm going to bite their goddamn heads off. So my family knows when I send that text, it's because I know I'm the problem and they avoid me. I wish I had a 50 BMG. They're very expensive and I won't pay retail. JTS AK shotguns, I heard they're jam-o-matics, been on the fence of getting one. I've heard good things and I've heard bad things, Fuggin. I've heard that they're actually pretty solid. There's a guy that ran one 5,000 rounds and it ran good. It's gold and has yellow dimensions. Nice. Nice collection, sir. Are there any problems with the Echelon you know of? When they were first new, their magazines had some issues, but so far, like the ones I've had, they're pretty good, man. Let it go. I know it's sex, but sex sucks. 33, just let it go. Now, it's hard to do that, too. Bye, Josh. All semi-auto shotties need 1300 FPS RAM to run. Yep, and when you buy like a Daria Arms, the Rock Island AR-15 shotguns, they say right in their manual you need to run like 100 shells through it of full power Magnum loads. Found a cheaper options, 44 Special. Is there any negative impact on subbing that? No, absolutely not. 44 Special is just, it's like a 357 Magnum shooting 38 specials. They're made for it. It's absolutely fine. I want to play a game. 1 gift, 50 to you. 2. I want to play a game. 1, I give 50 to you. 2, I give 50 of gifted subs. 50 of gifted subs would be $250, dude. Don't do that. Or even at the bronze level, that's $100. Don't do that. Bro actually reads our comments. I try to read every single one. Bro, you've given me so much. If you want to do subs, though, that would be freaking awesome just because you're a freaking king. I don't think there's enough people in here to give 50 subs to. That's crazy, dude. Stop being a John. Your Rock Island doesn't like to run on anything below 1300 FPS. I've heard that. Spazzy, what's up, son? Or lady? Everyone, hit the like button. We hit 100, which is always my goal. We're at 10 o'clock, so every hour I like to ask you guys for a huge favor. Do me a extremely huge favor, please. Whatever you do, bro, you don't have to send anything, dude. Don't do anything else, Goose. But yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm trying to stop Goose from making me have to suck his dick. What am I saying? Oh, if you guys can do me it's a great way to transition into this. If you can do me a big favor and like the video, please. Jesus Christ. Oh, you did it anyways. Big Erm got one. Trying to see if I recognize these. How's the new 1911 double stack? Haven't shot it yet, buddy. As soon as I shoot it, I'll let you know. Look at all these people getting subs. How long have I been live? Since 8 p.m. Eastern. Something tells me the deal has already been made. No, so what about me sucking his dick? That's just an implied thing. You're going to have to suck the goose. Wow. So we know what Goose is getting. Yeah, he's getting the egg. Thanks for the gifted. Look at that. Weird question, but are your eyes hazel greenish? Yes, there is green in my eyes. So when I go white, you can see the green a lot more. When I'm not tired, so believe it or not, kind of like when you sleep, you grow because your body decompresses. When you're less tired, when the blood flow isn't as restricted to your eyes are actually brighter when you're not tired. So you can see a lot more green in my eyes when I'm not tired. I love this channel. We love you, Goose. I have to buy knee pads, apparently. So your donation earlier in the live stream is going to pay for those. Jim, send me the ammo prices. I will do that right now, actually, while we're talking. That's fine. I'm going to send you a screenshot, bud. Oh, wait, I'll do that on this phone when I'm done. I will do it immediately after the stream, I promise. I'll send you an entire page. You can decide if you want stuff. I love this channel. Thank you, McDonald. You have airsoft guns? I do have a few. Not as many as I used to. I sold a lot of them to fund my gun store. If you ever come up to Connecticut, we should go to the range. I used to go up there a lot. I have family that used to live up in Meriden, Connecticut, but they're all down here now. Wear out your old knee pads? No, I used to just raw dog it, but I'd wind up with like wood chips in my knees. Hey, I'm back. Colby, what's up, dude? It's a good channel. I try to be, and I try to have fun, and I try to be lighthearted with you guys. You'll also notice that I'm not trying to protect my integrity or my decency, because I'm not one of those dudes that hides who I am. I'm an asshole, but yeah. You live in Meriden. Awesome, dude. Yeah, so yeah. My mom used to live up there. Yeah, look at that, Mr. Honk. Worth it to get the wood chips. Lol. Honk. Thank you for being a member for so long too, Goose. I appreciate that. Sorry, I got a cat hair in my eye and it's really starting to annoy the frick out of me. Oh. Well, at least my back and my neck isn't hot, so I don't think it's infected. It's just really sore. Yep, so I have friends like my grandfather. My uncle lives in New Haven. Yeah. Best dang channel. Thank you, Colby. I appreciate the kind words. I try to be cool as hell. Also, I haven't been listening to hear how bad it is with the fan going. It's not too bad. Yeah, Goose is the goose, man. Goose is the goose. Oh, thank God. I was not looking at my screen to see if I've been showing my second screen this whole time and doxing literally everybody. Who do you think is the Parts Kit 1919? What do I think of the Parts Kit 1919 BAR and Uzis? I'm no familiar with that. Got a red dot Hexion Seeker. I've been running the poop out of it. So far, so good. That's cool. I've never heard of that one. What do you think of if it's screwed for choke, would you recommend hunting with the home defense shotgun? I mean, why not? A shotgun's a shotgun. It doesn't know where it is. You could shoot with a blunderbuss. Is there a guy on YouTube that shows you how to change the O-ring on the VR60? He does it straight out of the box. Nice. What's the gun in the top left? The very top left, the little Derringer, is a ROM RG-17. If you go to Wind City Armory, I've got a lot of stuff up there. I have extra chromosomes. I've got like 7 extra chromosomes, dude. You never know when you might need it. Sometimes I'm standing in line and I need to be a he, her, them, she, it, they. So I just carry extra chromosomes in my back pocket. When do you shoot your guns? Not as much as I wish I did, Compot. I'm going to the range again starting this week. My buddy's car's being repaired. He has my Navigator right now, so literally I don't have a car right now, which is kind of funny. But my buddy comes first. My family comes first. He's basically my brother, so yeah. As soon as I get my truck back, I'm going to go to the range. Probably on Tuesday, and then I'm going to try to go every single week and do some range video shooting. Dan the Man comes back from his gifted sub and gives his sub back to the channel. Rain Bitcoins, you just got a free sub membership thanks to our man the Dan the Man. I haven't shot in months. What are your pronouns? I'm Asian, so it's yeah. A new warrior joins. Welcome to the boat. Get on the ship. Why would I frickin' open an email from Papa John's? After how many rounds would you recommend cleaning your rifle? So I'm of the mind, because I shoot not every day and I'm not a competitive shooter, I literally clean every time I shoot, but that's cathartic for me. As long as your gun, you'll know. It's kind of like when you need to pee or when you know you're thirsty, you'll know when your gun's starting to act funky. But on that end, I'm of the mind, why not do all the maintenance, preventative as it may be, just to make sure that you're not going to wind up in a situation where you wind up with a dirty-ass gun. Have you ever shot your guns live? No, because you unfortunately cannot shoot guns on live streams for YouTube because Tommy coming in with the $5 dono. Thank you, sir. YouTube has a no handling, firing, transporting, or demonstrating firearms on live stream policy. Actually, his pronouns are Shaman. Just lazy, I guess. Had a new Beretta for like 8 months, never shot it yet. Send it to me, I'll shoot it. I will shoot to shoot and to shoot and to shoot and to shoot. I will shoot and shoot and to shoot and shoot. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-doo-ba-doo-boom, ba-doo. Goose, I can tell you if you're still listening, brother, that frickin' AmmoSeek is probably cheaper than me. By a lot, dude. I wish... problem is when I'm buying from a distributor is I have to pay them and they're making money, and then so that I'm making them the money that you can get as buying direct. But I will definitely send you the prices. Yeah, Tommy's a good dude too. Oh, when you're congratulating somebody, I don't mind the all caps. It's just when you come in with the stupid ass question that I don't like all caps. Not that you're asking stupid ass questions. You know what I mean. I'm talking about in general for people. What time is it? 10:20? It's not too late. Oh, there's my Sheets cards. I've never heard of Maztec. Who's Maztec? Look, you want my QR code? Everybody use my discount code so I get free shit at Sheets. Look at that. Dude, the S23 has a good fucking camera, doesn't it? What's pooping? Just got out of the shower? Not much. You got a free membership. Stop buying online because I couldn't justify the shipping. That's true. Derringers are cool. Absolutely. You're getting sleepy. Be careful, man. Apple or Android? Android, my guy. I don't like Apple, the company. So I'm a, I know it's stupid, but I had the first iPhone. I'm just not into companies that are not customer friendly, and Apple hates their customers. Apple, in an announcement when somebody asked them once if they were going to enable Flash and Java on their iPhones when they were new, and they said, we don't want you destroying the experience of owning our phones. And it's the same way they are today, even with their right for repair and their costs and all that shit. So they just don't like the consumer. Go to the range a handful of times before Colorado excise tax went in effect on the 1st. Yeah, that's crazy with your stuff you're going through. Do I like cashews? Yes, I like all legumes and newts. However, I'm allergic, so. Jimmy's phone has a way better camera than my iPhone 16 Pro. Yeah, we were filming at the range, and I do have to say, the camera on a S23 Ultra is pretty banging. What cost a Derringer? Depending on which ones you get, like that one is up on my website, so go check it out. They're not that expensive. What's your favorite gun? 1911s. Yeah, I like all the newts. I'm just trying to, I already said I have to suck somebody's dick, so I guess I can say I like nuts, but, Oh, hi, Mrs. Mouse just got home. I'm sure she liked walking in on me saying that. Hello in Brazil. Just have her clean you the right way. Lol. Hi, Isaac. To all of you walking in on me saying that sentence, it's a joke. Mainly because I don't live anywhere near the person that sent me all the money. German guns, let's go! If I throw 6 orange discs in the air, how many can you shoot before they hit the ground? Since I've never really practiced doing that, probably 1, maybe 2. What's the difference between high brass and low brass? Hard to find a right answer. Let me give you the AI-generated Google definition. That way, if anybody yells, nobody will yell. In the context of shotgun shells, high brass and low brass refer to the height of the metal base, which is a holdover from the days of paper hulls and black powder, not a current indicator of load strength or power. In the past, paper shotgun shells were used, and the brass head acted as the pressure-containing part, especially for heavier loads. High brass shells were used for heavier loads, and the taller brass head was intended to prevent burn-through or pin holes in the paper hull. Low brass shells were used for lighter loads with a shorter brass head. So that's the older one. So modern shotgun shells are typically made with plastic hulls, which are much stronger and more durable than paper hulls. The height of the brass no longer indicates the strength or power of the load. The important factors are the amount of powder and shot in the shell, as well as the velocity of the shot. Current relevance. The term high brass and low brass are still used, but they are more of a historical reference. The height of the brass base does not affect the reloadability of shotgun shells. There you go. Black powder. I'm camping right now, so my Wi-Fi isn't that good. You're one of those people that camps a lot, huh? He can cash in airline miles and be there tomorrow, Joe. Who is? Goose? I mean, he's earned it, right? Heading out. Have a good night. Don, thanks for hanging out there, brother. What do you think about shockwave shotguns? They have their uses. Absolutely. You just got to be careful, man. You can lose control of a shockwave with the bird's head grip very easily. Like I said, I wanted to read the actual definition. That way nobody could accuse me of making shit up. You guys want to hear about the time I fought a volcano? I lost. What would you say is the most effective firearm? The most effective firearm, Donald, is the one you train with. Oh, yeah. Rara, I absolutely approve of G-Flex on Glocks, because then you can throw away both in one shot. They made a movie about me, Mouse. It's called Joe versus the Volcano. Young Tom Hanks plays me. Really good movie. I suggest you watch it. Hit the gym. Read a fucking book, Connor. There's something behind you. I know, it's draped in a thing. Nice guns. Thank you, Bentley. Lol. Do you think is the best idea? What do you mean is the best idea, Rara? There's someone behind you. I don't care. I hope they take me down. Hi there. It's ATF. The dog's over there. I'm a gun collector. Awesome, dude. Do I think an RPG is a waste of money? Yes, because of the amount of money you have to pay to have licenses and manufacturing for frickin' ammunition. I know I misspelled that. Is hip firing really that hard? Many on YouTube make it seem impossible, but people do sports and shite. If you practice, it will definitely become easier. G-Flex on the Glock for self-defense. Why would you change the trigger on your carry gun? It's not recommended. Do I like off-roading? Nope. I'm a street guy. I like lowering my cars. I don't go off-roading ever. Sorry. Looks like the gun shop in GTA. Nice. Thoughts on the Walther PDP? The slide is too tall, but the gun itself is amazing. I need to start working on my hunt costume. Jiminy, have any words of encouragement? Just get me motivated. Get off your ass, motherfather. Connecticut only has like 3 hours of good hunting. ATF should be the name of convenience stores across America. You mean like ABC for the liquor stores? Do you have a Beretta 92 FS? No, not right now. I go through those quite frequently. Beretta 92s are so easy to get and so common that every time I get one, even if I get them for a good deal, I wind up selling them. The last one I actually had was a Beretta 90-2. If you guys remember, Beretta tried to make one that looked like the PX Storms styling. I had one, but a really good friend of mine wanted it really badly, so I sold it to him. I'm smart about guns. I'm dumb about most things, but yes, guns, cars, comic books, computers, whammons. I know what a clitoris is. Well, most people say you look like a weirdo, but I have other opinions because it's not your looks, it's your personality. Oh, some people say I look like a weirdo. Other people say I look like a serial killer, a weirdo. Some people say I look like Mashida Ichi. Some people tell me I look like a white ice cube. Though pew-pews will make me nervous sitting there all pew-pewy. Yeah, but these ones are well-trained. They're like a well-trained service dog. In fact, that's my emotional support Glock. Is an MP5 just 9mm? Yes, but there are other calibers available. Have I ever sold a Tech 9? Yes, I have. Semi-auto only. You look like Joe to me. Thank you. No, Hunt, I'm a scare actor, and I'm making my own prisoner costume. Oh, well, get on it, dude. Have I ever shot long range? 300 yards is as far as all the ranges around me go. And I haven't. MP5 ammo is expensive. Only if you have a full auto. Otherwise, you just get a 9mm and just 9mm ammo. But yeah, nobody around me has a long range, and I don't have enough property. I don't have any property. Did I read the rest? The rest of what? Apparently not, Colby. Resend it. What's the most affordable center fire cartridge? Most affordable center fire cartridge is probably 9mm, unfortunately. Iron sight or optic? Both. I'm 50-50. I don't pick one over the other. Thank the heavens, I've seen feral packs of pew-pews roaming the woodlands these days. Oh, yeah, I don't mess with those. When I go outside and I see a gun walking down the street, I always cross the street and go the other way. Do I sell the AK-12? I'm an FFL. I can sell everything. Same here. I shot 300 yards a month ago. Fun stuff. There you go. Question, do you have any 45 mag and 50 cal? Nope. Are the prices of Zostivas going up due to tariffs? Yep. This guy is what makes me feel safe in America. You are delusional, my friend, but thank you. Make sure you guys press the like button. I was never in the military. I'm not going to salute you. Nope, cannot send outside the United States, my good friend. You're going to have to go to a German store, get your licenses and stuff, and get one there. Is it possible to actually get a Russian AK imported? Not right now. You look like my friend Gary Heck. He's half Korean. What's your opinion on the Vepr 12? Had never shot one. I've seen them, though. We need more guns in Germany. The problem is when you get too many guns, you like to go for walks. Wouldn't be easier to get from Turkey? Probably. Your personality is what matters, not the looks. I think you're like really subtly telling me I'm ugly, and that makes me feel weird. Lamau, we don't get here. Yep. I can legally import carry on relics. Yep. German gun licenses are serious work to get. Yep. Is a USP, SD, and 9mm good handgun? Sure. What do you think of the Taurus G3? It's for the money. It's hard to beat, but we're getting to the point now where if you step up $50, there are guns that will beat it. It's Taurus THC 40 compact model 40 caliber with the 3.54-inch barrel, even worth considering buying or perhaps or even carrying. You're going to be locking yourself into 40 caliber, which means your availability of shit hits the fan ammo is going to go down, but otherwise the guns are fine. I just caught onto that, Jim. That's just bad. The whole walking thing? No, I'm not. Do you have a tactical M14? I don't have any M14s anymore. I'm not a long gun guy. Every time I get a long gun, I might keep it, I might not. The only long guns I still own are gifts or family heirlooms. I think I would have to travel there, though, and heard people in Germany don't smile and stare at people. But they have super deep bathtubs. Like, German people are tall. Best personal 9mm for self-defense. Not best one. What, that I'm ugly? Thanks. Hornady Critical Duty, Hornady Critical Defense are my favorites, and then Federal HST. What's the least reliable gun you've experienced? Chiappa M922. It was their Beretta 22 clone. I got 8 rounds out of it before the trigger bar spring fell out. Hey, nerds, what's up, dude? I love me a nice bath. Yep. What's the black gun above the revolver? That is a 37mm signal launcher. Technically a grenade launcher, but it fires signal grenades and flashbangs and concussion grenades. Have you seen Savage Arms 110 Hog Hunter? I have not. Are those real guns? Nope. Can I legally buy a hand grenade from you? Nope. That would require special destructive devices permits for each individual one, and I'm not going through that shite. Colby, you have a good night, dude. I know you're messing with me with the ugly thing. I got a face for radio that my mama loves. I'm good. Nice guns. I feel like losing like another 50 pounds, and then like when this chicken neck shit goes away, and then people are gonna be like, "Oh, he's skinny." Thank you, Earth. I am surviving World War III. I'll do my best. Are the guns 3D printed? Nope, they're all manufacturer firearms from actual manufacturers, not home builds. Just got myself my 4th PSA KS-47. Now I got 2 rifles, 2 pistol versions. I love these cheap mutants. Thanks for the answers. I subscribe. Walter, thanks for coming in and having a good night, brother. What about EAA 357 mag with 4-inch barrel? A good gun, the Windicator. Yes. Just like anything else in the world, you could get a dud, but I've got 8,000 rounds through mine, and it's still timed and clocked. Dude, you're not fat. People like to tell me I'm fat. I mean, you're looking at me sitting here. Do you see, like... I mean, look. Here's my nipples. And if you go straight down from my nipples, like, my stomach isn't, like... So, look. So... I carry a lot of water weight because I was 375 pounds at one point. So when I drink a lot of fluids, my neck swells up. But yeah, like from nipple to belly button, like it goes in. So just saying. And I'm looking down and I can see my own crotch. Don't body shame yourself. I'm not body shaming myself. I just think it's funny that people randomly come on my live streams and they call me fat and all that other shit. When I lose weight, my turkey neck gets worse. I can't win. Some people have that problem. So when I drop the water weight, my neck does tighten up and then it looks like I'm going to get that. But I want to do like the bodybuilder weight drop, like where I just eliminate all the water from my body. But the problem is every time I do that, my kidneys fail. You're just easy to see. Well, I'm looking for MG42. I'm an airsoft collector. Nice. You can't touch guns on lives. That's dumb. Yeah, well, the problem is... in 2019, a guy decided to dome himself with a shotgun on a YouTube live. So, just more to love, am I right? So you never got that boob job yet. Nobody wants to pay for it. I told everybody, if somebody wanted to pay me $150,000, I will get breast implants because I am not stupid. But yes, so here I am, okay? I sit in a way that makes me seem fat, but I am not fat. So I'm also very Asian, so I have no ass. But I am not fat, so I'm just very tall. Fully automatic pistols are not good because they waste ammo. Dad bod. Yeah, I plan on getting rid of that too. How many guns you got? No idea. How tall are you? 6'4". 247 for an airsoft M machine gun is wild. That's actually not terrible, dude. You can spend thousands on some of those. Sick tats. Thank you, Ferry. You ever do the only eat twice a day at the same time? I lost a good amount. Oh, no. I eat only when I'm hungry. But like I said, most of my shit is water weight. You look high as fuck right now. I have cat dander in my eyes, so yeah, I do. Don't worry, none. Thank you. Breast implants would be nice. Dude, I'd be like, it would fill me out so good. Chi-Chi, what's up? Do you prefer open sights or scope? Either one, Paul. I shoot both fairly well. Your Asian was 4 + 6. 21. What type of Asian are you? I am half Korean, half white with well, technically not half white. I think there's a little bit of Indian there somewhere in me. Yes, very much so. Every time he gets flustered, he starts talking like his people. Left or right eye dominant? It switches. When I'm inside doing things on computer, I'm right eye dominant. When I shoot, I'm left eye dominant. But I got LASIK 18 months ago, and they screwed it up, so I was right eye dominant for about 8 months. So I shoot both. Did I get cats finally? No, but I've been hanging out with my buddy Daniel a lot recently because his car's in the shop, so I've been going and hanging out with him and driving us around and shit. And so I spend an entire day with his cats and dogs all over me. I'm like, I don't know why, but when I'm around animals, they all crowd around me because I'm a very calming soul. As much as I don't act like it in real life, like when I hang out with small people, aka kids, animals and shit like that, we all just hang out and chill, dude. With the implants on live. I don't know, but when I wore the fake titties, I was bouncing them around and squeezing them all over the place. You're a switch? No, I just think it would be funny to have boobs. You're a Heinz 57, son. Thank you, sir. I bought a PP19 for $50. That's my dad. He just had surgery. Everybody wish him luck. Do you hunt at all? No, sir. It's hard for me to lose weight because I like cake. That is going to affect it. I'm right-eye dominant, but I can't see shite or out of my right eye. Oh, nice. Yeah, I could see the animals being calm around. I don't know what it is. It's like, I can be very hyper. I do it on live all the time. But for the most part, when I'm around animals, we just kind of sit, dude. What about the 45-degree sights on an AR? Is there a situation where that could be helpful? Yeah, absolutely. Sights are sights. Whatever angle they're at, as long as you practice, you'll be able to use them. I'll tell you how many guns I have for each kind. Oh, I don't know how many guns I have. Sorry, I really don't. Good luck with the surgery and recovery. Hey, Joe's daddy says I get his stuff when he passes. Yes, Pops, but he also has to take my corpse. Have I shot 454 Casull? Once. But I do have the Smith & Wesson 460 XVR revolver, which shoots it. You have 45 assault rifles. Jesus. I'm going to head out by Chi-Chi. Thanks for coming in again, Chi-Chi. Is a 12 gauge good for home defense? 100%. 16 submachine gun. Jesus. Personally, I put an optimal sight on mine. There you go. Thoughts on the Tiger PC Charger? You mean the Ruger PC Charger? It's a plenty good one. I now have a bionic foot. And you also can't go through metal detectors. Only useful on the south side of Chicago. Do you guys remember the video I did where I put two 45s and I made a 90-degree offset on a Gerson? Why is my desk creaking? Finally over 4K and monetized. I feel accomplished. Bullseye, congratulations to you, brother. If you aren't subscribed, click on Bullseye, go to his channel, and subscribe to him. He's a good kid. You still have that revolver? I thought you got rid of it. Nah, I still got it because I want a fair amount for it. Nobody wants to pay me my $1,500 for it. Do you think lever actions are dated? No, they serve a purpose. They're very viable guns. They're a rifle. They're just as viable as a bolt action, in my opinion. Sorry, autocorrect sucks, but what was your thoughts on it? I was too focused on the misspelling. It's fine. It's a 1022 action. It just happens to be in a smaller frame and chassis, and you can put braces on them. No, I did not. He had that many kids. Thoughts on RPG for home? It's going to be one booming home. Start posting once I get a GoPro. Do it using your phone, brother. That's what I did. What's the Cricket version in real life? There is not one. Just subscribe. What's cool? Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. 3 machine guns and 1 sniper. Nice. Do you still have the Resident Evil pistol? It's up at the top up there. Somebody said they wanted it, and then we discussed it through email, and then they never paid for it. Lever action really is good for suppressors, as people say they are. Yes, because the action stays shut. It doesn't reciprocate when you fire the firearm, so you don't have to worry about gassing issues. That's my collection. Dude, you got a crazy-ass collection, bro. What are the guns in the back? Go to the 52-minute mark. Just stop real quick and go back to the 52-minute mark. I go over every gun. I'll need to find a way to put it on my helmet then. Dude, duct tape or a friend. I use a standard camera mount for my phone. You're blind. You didn't see it up there. It's kind of up higher than it was because I put the HK up there today. I keep all my airsoft in the garage. It's messy. Sounds like you got a lot of them, so that makes sense, Bentley. Do laser bore sighters work? Seems like it would have, but I read a lot of negative. It will get you on paper. So no bore sight or mount sight or rail sight for sighting in a gun is going to be 100% accurate. You need to actually get on paper and then get out there. Like I do what I call a light switch red dot sighting for all my pistols because I just put the red dot on top of my front sight and then I take them to the range. If you don't have a sight like that already on the gun, then yeah, bore sight will at least get you on paper. T-Sauce. I don't like T-Sauce. Justice Department has failed us with the frames and receiver rule. Yep, that's true. Is the suppressor thing the reason why lever actions have been trending a lot in guns? Also because they're also quieter because they don't have a moving action. But yeah. What are you doing that you're going where you're going again more than you are? What? I ride a Wolverine 350, so I'm scared it'll fall off. Don't be scared, dude. Duct tape. But yeah, I get why you would want to wait till you get a GoPro then. I approve. What are you doing? What are you going? Where are you again? And why more than you are more money? I don't understand a single thing. You got me, brother. My dad lives in the woods in a big house, so we can own a lot of land. It's close to town. We have 2 garages, one for our cars and one for storage. 2 Mossbergs, one short barrel, the other is an 88 AR-15, one 1911 from Springfield, one Canik Meta MC9. That's my collection. Good selection, guy. I approve of everything you got there. Loyal, what's up? Do you have an opinion on magazine capacity laws? It's stupid. All you do by limiting a person's ability to have more rounds in your magazine is you make everybody that actually has the gun a much better shot. Also, criminals don't care about laws. Mr. Senator, Congressman, President, dipshits. Have you tried the flare launcher yet? Nope. I'm waiting until I go to the range. I'm thinking I'm going to fire the concussion grenades into the lake. I shot a Smith & Wesson 500 long barrel and almost fell on my ass. Nice. I've got the 8 3/4 in 460. Belt fed is the answer. Yeah, the problem is here on YouTube, but you can't have more than 30 rounds in a belt. Very good point on being better shot. Didn't even think of that. Well, I like it. Just think about it. Opinion on Beretta APX or BRX1 straight pull. Never messed with one. What's the graphics card in your PC? It's a Gigabyte 4070 Ti. I know that's not a super impressive card, especially considering what's out there now. But I sold my Asus 4090 that I used to run because I thought I was getting a 5090 and then I didn't. And I had a 3090. I sold that. And I got this. And after I sold all the components that I bought with it from a guy, I own this thing for about $50 now. Do I think the Colt Python and Anaconda are overpriced, overrated? They're overrated, overpriced. They're a little overpriced, but not terribly, especially for the 44, because they are very nicely built and very nicely polished. But Rugers and Smith & Wessons have better triggers. I got the tan one, my first pistol. I absolutely love it. I have about 700 rounds through it. Nice. So in fact, I ordered a 44 Magnum for the people that own the business above me, and it was $1,300 for the Smith & Wesson Model 10 or 29, so $1,500 for a Python is about the same kind of money. Hate the MC9, way too snappy. Lol. Very impressive computer just to watch Prawn. Dude, it is overkill for watching Prawn. Plus, I have VR. Bought the 5090s at Micro Center here for MSRP. Frick you, a-hole. I will trade you this chopstick and 3 videos. I own a Beretta M9A4. It's good. It has the 18-round mags. Nice. That's good. My Savage Arms didn't come with an Accu trigger. If I went to a gunsmith, could they put one in on it for me? Yeah, the Action will take the Accu trigger. It just might not be worth it. You might be better off selling a rifle and buying a different one with the Accu trigger. The Anaconda was under 600. I remember back in the 90s. Oh, yeah. No. The Python, the Anacondas, the old ones, they got cheap. But you also got to remember, that was 90s money. $100 in 1989 is the equivalent of $256 now. So it's 2.5 times. So $600 today is $1,500. So it almost is the same as in the 90s. If I were to buy an M4, how much would a drum mag cost? $60 to $100, depending on who makes the mag. What's your next gun going to be? DWX Optics Cut or the SIG 226 Classic X5? Got too many great guns to bother with it, and I hate shooting it. No worries. You still got your Ruger SR9C. Nope, sold that a long time ago. It was one that I bought from a friend because he needed money. It was not a gun that I wanted for myself. Although, funny enough, my first gun almost was a Ruger SR9C. I am not a fan of keeping guns I can very easily replace. So that's the way I put that. A 48th Con? What is that? Thoughts on the Canik MC9 LS and FN Reflex? I prefer the Canik trigger over the FN. The FN seems to run, but I'm not as much of a fan as other people of it as are. Someone told me shooting steel targets with the 44 mag was a bad idea. You disagree? What do you think? Depends on what kind of steel you're shooting. Like AR 500, 550 should take 44 mag. You also got to worry about spalling. That's a lot of round moving fast, so make sure it's at an angle or a swinger. I'm sure you realize, but the nice thing about being a handgun collector, that they're easier to store. That makes sense. That's the old gun I had, my grandpa had. Nice, Julian. I want a SIG 1911 Liberty Edition, only 500 made. My local shop has one for 800 and some change. That is not a bad price. I've seen that one. It's a good-looking gun. The fact that it's only $800 is actually really cheap. We're getting down to the last 10 minutes, so if you guys can do me a favor, hit the like button. That would really help out the channel. Really do appreciate it. I love all of you, especially those of you that know that I love you and that I've done dirty things for. 1911 or 2011 for home defense. Either one, they're the same action. I have a 1911 in 45 as a backup to my backup, so Have I seen an M249? Yes, I have. Is it illegal to own a military grade weapon? 1911 is a military grade weapon. If you're talking about like rifles and stuff, no. If you're going to own machine guns, that's very difficult because you can only own pre 86. Dan, the man, the legend, gifted another sub. Thank you, King. I appreciate that, bro. That's awesome of you. Bullseye got him, and he wins. Bullseye, good job, dude. For concealed carry, I would dual wield. Would dual wield be viable? You got to carry them both, but no, because you're not going to be able to hit shit while dual wielding. It's not like in the movies where you can go pop, 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 and be accurate with both guns. Pick it up next paycheck. It's used but in pristine. I saw one for $1,500. $800 is a solid price, Braden, for any 1911, especially a SIG. Is it odd to like bolt lever? You literally type bolt lever, and pump action better than semi-auto. No, it's not odd to like that. Some people like what they own, man. Whose ass do I own now? You now own Bullseye Ben. He just got monetized, so make him be your bitch. Yo, I have the M249 Airsoft. Nice. My uncle owns an M4, but he was Army. So that's cool. A lot of guys in the military, when they exit, are allowed to purchase actual M4s. I'm convinced to go buy it now, just waiting until Tuesday. What's the store? I'm going to buy it out from under you. No, I'm just screwing with you, Braden. I'm just kidding. Good luck, man. I hope you enjoy the hell out of it. What's the oldest gun you own? I own a 1903 pocket hammerless Colt built in 1907. That's why I was asking earlier. Oh, gotcha. No, it's not illegal to own military-grade weaponry. It's just illegal to own guns built after 1986 that are full auto. So we can own anything the military owns, but we have to have semi-auto versions. Cool guns. Thank you, Chippy. I did not realize that my video just froze. Hopefully I did not get my live just terminated. There we go. Do you own a Remington 87 Wingmaster? No, I do not. Is it true that you can ship an original 1899 directly to home because it's an antique? Anything black powder and not centerfire capable is legal to ship. Anything that is centerfire capable has to be FFL. Am I a fan of suppressed lever guns? I'm not opposed to them. I don't own one. But if I were to buy like the Henry Homesteader with the 9mm, because I have a 9mm can right now, I'd put it on there. How much is a Deagle? Anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 on average. You can own anything in the U.S. besides guidance systems. If you buy an old retired military jet and the guidance system is old enough, you can own that. Nope, can't show any guns on live stream. Sorry. Any last questions here as we dive into the last 5-6 minutes of the live? What gun did you find in your lifetime? What? You're passing out? Don't pass out, Bruce. That's my job. Is it true that FFL makes more from the ammo sales than the firearm sales? Yes, 100%. Guns don't make a lot of money for gun shops because there's too many places that you can get guns from. You don't like to shoot guns, but you like guns. Is it weird? It's not weird at all, MM. You don't have to shoot something to appreciate it. The Sig Liberty will be my most expensive stock gun. That's going to be awesome, dude. What's in your fridge? An unopened can of Surströmmen, old kimchi, old Chinese food, and a bag of lettuce. Have I ever found a gun lying on the ground in the forest? No, I have not. Donald, it was great talking to you, too. You should come back sometime. 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do live streams. Banner, have a good night, dude. When was the Luger created? A long time ago. Early 1900s. I think I talked my cousin into putting holsters on his Etsy shop. That'll be cool. What constitutes showing guns if they're already there? Handling, transporting, or demonstrating a firearm. As long as it is on display statically, it's fine. But if my hand touches a firearm, the algorithm and the artificial intelligence that YouTube and Google use will automatically end the live stream. They've done it to me just for having AKs in my background. They are a bunch of turd nuggets. My brother found a Glock at Walmart. Nice. That's a free Glock. What's your favorite gun? 1911s. None of my business, but that's just bringing enough revenue to maintain a living off of. Yes, it can. But you need clientele. You need to service the industry. You can't just be like a fly-by-night guy. When was the Deagle created? In the 80s? You have a great night. Edwin, thank you for the donation as well, brother. You're an awesome dude, man. What's the gun on the way top? The little guy is a Derringer and 38 Special. The AR is a Stag Arms 300 Blackout side folder. Gotta go. See you Monday. Thank you, Mouse. Show us them 16-inch pythons. I think it's only 13 inches around, but does that count? It's not a. I mean, it's like 12. It's like elephant cock. Always appreciate answering your questions. Thanks, Tommy. Thoughts on the old Smith & Wesson steel frame handguns? I thoroughly approve. I like the old guns. Have you ever been weirded out by a question on stream? Not really. I mean, I've talked about sucking somebody's bing bong, so as a joke, but no. Update you on the 1911 SIG Liberty. When's the next time you go live? Monday. Wednesday, I guess, will be when you update me. Put a picture up on the email. Do I know Kentucky Ballistics? No, I don't know him at all. I've just seen his stuff. Donovan, I have 14 behind me. I don't really go into my personal collection. Do you have one at all time? Yes, there's one right there. Can you tell us a dad joke? When does a joke become a dad joke? When it's apparent. Do you like wood or synthetic stocks better? I actually prefer synthetic. I like a more modern aesthetic. Donald, have a great night. If money is an issue, would you double the guns you have now? It would have to be not an issue for me to double the guns I have now. What's the first gun you had? 1911 double stack. You got a 227 and you love it. Great choice. Hey, Ross, how you doing? I'm the man. No, you the man. Oh, yeah, I'll buy it Tuesday. Where do I email? It's the Jiminy Show at gmail.com. So the name of the channel at gmail.com. No, is the live ending soon? Yeah, 11 o'clock. Sorry, brother. Also, when it leaves and never comes back for the dad joke. Ha! That's a bad dad. You have a G14. Nope. I used to have a 410 break barrel, but the ammo was too high, so I sold. Yeah, 410 got insane for a while. What was a gun that starts with G and ends with K? Besides Glock, what do you think is a good polymer handgun? I don't think Glock is a good polymer handgun. Canik, Walther, and HK are better. Will you react on stream? Absolutely. Send the picture, dude. What gauge would a 410 even be? 410. I just finished getting the car packed and on the road. You'll be good, dude. Just listen to my stuff on repeat. What kind of PC do you have? Mine is a custom-built PC. It's Intel-based i9-12900K and a 4070 Ti. When was the HK created? A long time ago, my guy. I'm not that kind of channel, brother. I like the blue gun on your plaque. Thank you. That was made by my buddy Drunk Mouse. He does 3D printing. I'm going to go to sleep soon anyways. But man, you're driving. Don't go to sleep, sir. Although you do have cruise control. Do you know that if you look at the owner's manual for a Winnebago, it says do not engage cruise control and leave the steering wheel? A man bought a brand new Winnebago, went on a drive, engaged cruise control, and went into the back to make himself a sandwich. Because he thought it would drive itself. And it did. Off a cliff. Bet, talk to you when you're live on Wednesday. Absolutely, dude. Why is the one handgun upside down? Because the way the 3D printing is, I've got to paint those pegboards. They're going to go dark gray. It actually says the Jiminy Show just above my plaque. South Park or Simpsons? Simpsons for the older stuff. South Park for the older stuff. They were equal in my opinion.
You would respect my authority. Homer! Oh.
Will those supposed tariffs make Holostones cost more? Probably.
Because it's China.
No, I'm not. My mom is then my dad, and they like this type of driving. Nice. When did you learn to shoot a gun? 2017. What do you think of Javier Amelie? I don't know who that is. For Concealed Gary, would a sandwich extension work for my 1911? What? I wish you reach 1 million subs. Thank you, sir. I'd love to get that high someday. In subs, because doesn't work on me. When will you be live? Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I try to go live at the same time every time I go live. So 8 p.m. Eastern, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I try to go 3 hours, but sometimes my pain levels or my insanity levels don't allow me to. You won't be here for Monday? Sorry, bro. But I'll be here. You like men? Good for you, Alex. Can you help me make Canada the 51st state? I would, but I don't live in Minnesota anymore, so I don't have the ability to walk to Canada and just tell them I want it. I'll see you then. Braden, you have a good one, dude. Do you have a favorite dog breed? Yes, Labradors, specifically chocolate labs. I definitely miss Wednesday streams. That's the day when I'm with my girlfriend. No problem. Watch it with her. I'm going to steal your girl if you watch it. Those look nice in the back. Do you hunt? And if so, what do you hunt with? I don't hunt. I apologize. Oh, never mind. I will be there. I thought you said no. No, I will be.
Meow.
Woof. Yeah, put your girl on, bruh. I like black labs. I use them as bird dogs. Black labs are nice too. It just, I don't know. My first real dog was a chocolate lab that my dad owned. Up until then, I always had cats, and my buddy Lockheed was super cool. And also, I really need to make sure I get something with slightly shorter hair and less dander. And chocolate labs are not a really shedding dog, and then their hair is not white, like my buddy's golden retriever lab mix. What kind of truck do you have? I have a Lincoln Navigator. What gun do you recommend for penguin hunting? A light gun on a Nintendo Wii. I don't think you should shoot penguins. Unless it's Oswald Cobblepot, and then you should use a revolver. Boom, boom, boom. Mrs. Mouse birthday's on Monday. Hey, Mrs. Mouse, happy birthday. I forgot. I'm going to spoil the surprise right now. Mr. Mouse is taking you out for a wonderful dinner. Hopefully I didn't ruin that. Night, dude. I'll see you on Monday. All right, Mountain Man. I have a tactical AK on my bedroom wall. Sweet. Favorite AR, my custom builds. I'm not a big fan of pre-built stuff. I'm weird that way. I always modify everything. I mean, Gerson sent me 2 of their 1911s, and I swapped the slides to create mutants. Nice wall of buttes. Thank you, One-Eyed Otis. Howdy, Jiminy Cricket. Thank you, Sancho, for understanding where the name came from. Thanks, she heard you. I want to take her to a nice dinner. Now you have to take her to a nice dinner. Oh, did you tell her about the 58-carat diamond necklace you bought her? I'm going to send you my number through Discord DM. All right, Cody. You got the day off work to spend with her? Awesome. You play the game ready or not? Yes, I do, but it's still not a great game. It needs better AI, and the mods seem to have changed the list the way it's done, so I'm not happy with that. I like that you read all the comments. I try to. What's the AR above the revolver? The AR above the revolver is not an AR at all. It's actually a 37 millimeter signal launcher. It fires 37 millimeter projectiles. It fires flashbangs, fireworks, concussion rounds. If you go to the 52-minute mark in this live stream, I go over all the guns up there. You sent it? All right, I'll check it out. What's better, 33 Magnum or Colt 45? Colt 45, I guess. I'm not a curio guy, so. Dude, I'm on a $45,000 PC setup, and Warzone still crashing for some reason. It's insane. Dude, did you buy it during COVID? Why the hell would you be on a $45,000 PC setup? Even mine, when it was at its top of the line with my custom A8 water cooling that I had in it, was maybe 8. You must have one of those new Apple Macintoshes. I'm a dick. I don't think 33 Magnum is real. You never know, dude. They have so many different calibers. What's the one under the big one? You got to be a lot more specific. Dude, I want one now. Yeah. What's your gun in your wall? Because mine is an AK-47. I have many guns on many walls. Do you play Red Dead? Nope. I don't like period games. Sorry. Would you personally own a chain-fed 1911? Yes, I would. Birds aren't real. Nope, but dinosaurs are. Also, vegans aren't real either. They're just figments of their own imaginations. I'm such a dick. Good day, mate. How you doing? You having a good one? All right. Should go have a Macus. I'm using two 5090s, 14900K, class fans RAM, and 24 memory each, 3 OLED. I do music, but Heavy Gamers is why I got it. Jesus Christ. How do women wipe themselves? What if when they have long fingernails? That's just odd. Do you hand load? Only when I'm feeding one into the chamber, but no, I don't do reloads or hand loadings or custom loads because I just don't want to get addicted. What's your favorite gun? 1911s. Is single shot 9mm above the launcher? No, that's a 38 Special Derringer. I do not play Call of Duty Black Ops. You've got your accent, Danny. You've got the anachronism right there when it goes up there and you're talking and you get that bogan accent right there. Thoughts on Combat Master? No, thank you. The new toy I have is drones, so learning, testing, ammonium. Oh, okay. Can you make ammo with fired casings? Yeah, they're called reloads. So you collect them. You have to push out the primer, install new primers. Depending on what the round is, a lot of rounds they're not actually crimped, so you can just put a new bullet in it. Accent makes me want to watch Bondi Rescue after this. You're all right. That's a good one there. I just don't like Terran Tactical. He seems skeevy. You have a revolver, and I'll never meet the fucker just because, I know I've been mean about him in the past, and I don't want to meet him. Should make the gun for old country, No Country for Old Men. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I have a grenade from the war in my bedroom. Nice. I love the one small tiny revolver on the top right. What do you do? I am an FFL. I own my own gun store and my own odds and ends store, and I run a YouTube channel which doesn't actually support me. I got the empty brass in the mail from our range time. We recovered 22 Mauser brass in piece. Nice! It pierced 2 of the primers. Wow. I have 22 guns. I have 22 guns and I want more. You need an even 35. Am I into knives? I appreciate them. I'm not like a knife guy, although I am going to be a knife guy store, so I'm going to have 2 8-foot cases filled with knives. You think Biden really shoots his double-barrel shotgun in the air? I think Biden is on his way out, if you know what I mean. Can I show you a revolver? Use your eyes and look at the wall. Needs a new firing pin spring. If you ask me, it sounds like its firing pin spring is super strong. You could probably fire a Magnum load through that thing now. Hey, got any Heckler and Koch? VP9 right there. What's the difference between a regular FFL and a pawnbroker FFL? A pawnbroker FFL is able to release funds to somebody on loan for their FFL. But the FFL, the bound book, the way they process it, it's all done exactly the same. Preferred gun oil, Wilson Combat Extreme Lubes. I was gifted a membership. Yep, you can thank Untitled Goose and Dan the Man the Legend. Sleepy Joe. Yeah, I'm going to bed here in a minute. My favorite handguns by far. There you go. Hey, Heckler and Koch make some good stuff. I just wish they weren't super expensive and that they like their. Do I want to buy your company? I don't pay for hookers. Sorry. Have you used the TSOS 1911 stakeout? No, because TSOS is owned by SDS. SDS's customer service is shit, and I refuse to work with them until they own up to what they've done, and fucking prove that their stuff isn't crap. VP9 is my favorite 9mm shoot. I like the way that one shoots. I took it out. Have I used Gunzilla? I have not. Do I have any Type A 22 rifles? I do not. He loves the Gift, OTS, and old Arabic sniper. Nice. Thinking about getting an AR. Which one should I get on a budget? Diamondback or Radical? Step up a little bit. The Smith & Wesson M&P Sport 3 has a free-floating handguard, low-profile gas block, and full M-lock. Great choice. They're about $700 to $800. Great price. Heritage Roscoe, not a bad 38. I haven't put my hands on one yet. I want to. You know what munitions come out with these recipe ethylene oxide, propylene oxide, ammonium nitrate, and powder pet nav4? Nope, no clue. Are you subscribed to any gun magazines? Nope. What's a good starter handgun? Probably one that's shaped like a starter gun. I really like HKP-30 with the LEM trigger. Yeah, they were really nice. I had those before. What's the point of a free-floating handguard? It's the handguard that's free-floating, not the barrel. A free-floating handguard just keeps it from affecting the accuracy as much. So the barrel is directly connected to the receiver. The barrel is connected to the upper receiver. And it also allows you to install more things. So if you had like a flush fit handguard, Or like you see how the pick rail is attached directly to the barrel of the 37 millimeter launcher. You're much more limited in what you can attach to it. Bought a 22 semi-automatic and it's dead on. Nice. What's your opinion on Springfield Hellcat? It's fine. It does the job. I don't really care for it. Make sure you press the like button. So, yeah, we are at 11 o'clock. So I am very tired. I have to do shit in the morning, like get my store cleaned up. You guys can check it out. Wind City Armory in Winchester, Virginia. WindCityArmory.com. Check out my shit. I'll have 3 more up there. That Tanfolio, the HK, and the AR up there are all going on there tomorrow, and I will be putting those up for some fun stuff. Good night. Thanks for the good stream. No problem, dude. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome. I'm going to stand up now, and you can look at the gun wall as I click the no button. Ow. Bye.